Weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. Don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who can save him.
When
instead
Raw,
of searching inside for what they gave him.
WWE or AEWN. Tune in to the Joe Cronin Show. Live on YouTube for review and reaction. Joe Cronin and Jake break down all the action. All of it. The Joe Cronin Show. Your source for wrestling opinions, news, and insanity. A wrestling podcast with attitude. Mature audiences only. Join our community of over 70,000 people. Subscribe free on YouTube to The Joe Cronin Show. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I want to be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight.
What's up, wrestling fans? It's friggin' Monday night. And you know what Monday night is? It's sleep time. And know there's some things. Man, I'll tell you, this Saudi Arabia stuff is always such a roadblock, sideways steer job by the WWE that makes everything so discombobulated. I feel like everything is so discombobulated when we have to sidetrack and go to Saudi Arabia. But some of the Saudi Arabia shows have been pretty good. But we all just, I don't know, I just find a lot of people get angry about it. They get angry about Saudi Arabia. I think it's because anything that WWE is doing to make a lot of money makes the fans angry, or the regular fans angry, because they know that, you know, WWE cared enough to get these money deals, but they don't care enough to make a product that's better for everybody. I thought the show had a lot of problems tonight after that opening, at that opener. I thought the opener was pretty good, though. Like, that opening Brock Lesnar stuff was really good. It was really good. You know? What's up to everybody, man? Andre Lavandero. Mr. Beef Wellington is in the chat. Whoa. You're making me hungry, brother. Shell is here. Derek Hans is here. Roadblock was the old pay-per-view name, right? It was. Yeah, now it's Roadblock in Saudi Arabia. But it's more like Chainsaw Roadblock, because they cut, or Bone Saw, whatever they do to kill the people over there. It'll be very interesting, man. There's a little bit here to get to. I hope everybody enjoyed my video earlier today. I tried to make it just ridiculously over the top. I'm sure if any of those poor wrestlers ever see it, they're gonna be like, "What the hell does he hate us?" I don't hate them. Just a joke, man. Come on. You know, it's weird. Like, there was some things on Raw that made sense to me and that were nice or whatever. But some things just I didn't like the execution of, but they made sense. Then there were some things that were nice, but they had nothing to do with anything really. And then there were other things that just bored me, and mostly everything bored me after the beginning. I mean, for the most part. I absolutely loved the opening segment on Raw. I really loved it. I loved the beginning of Raw tonight. I thought Bobby Lashley, the look on Bobby Lashley's face and his eyes when Brock Lesnar was insulting him, and also, how about the fact that we always forget Lesnar can really get playful on the mic. I thought that was really good of them tonight. I thought Lesnar was so good on the mic compared to, I don't know, when he's with Heyman, and we know he's got that in him. He's got that capability, and he really had it tonight, man. Lesnar really had it on the mic. And then Bobby Lashley, like I said, just sold it so well. He was like, oh, his eyeballs were ready to pop out of his head. He was like, oh, man, I want to kill this guy right now. I wish Brock stooped to the levels of saying something about his mother. You know what I mean? Like, oh, your mother did raise a coward or something like that. Like that sort of thing. But, maybe that's over the top. Only I would think, oh, what a mother joke in there. But I don't know. Those are some of the things I thought about. Hit that like button down below, guys. It really, really helps nowadays with the way the algorithm is. A little bit different than back in the day. Hit that like button. Let's get to 100 if we can. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're going to have some people on the air in a few. I'm going to head over to Discord, and we'll get some of you guys on the show. I know I've got Rastaffa and a couple of people waiting over there to talk about Raw. We might do that in a few after I get through some of this. Some people asked me for a brand new Dono song, and I've delivered that. There's a couple other ones that are in the works, such as Sad News. Tonight we might have to make one called Sad News. And I think I'm going to rename that show from earlier. Instead of calling it Slamming Wrestling News, I'm going to get rid of that name that I've had for 9 years. And I think we're going to call it Sad Wrestling News. Why not? Call it Sad Wrestling News. I think that might be a good idea. Here's the new $70 donation. You guys, if you want to do it, there it is. Some people asked for it. And it's not for the weak at heart, I guess. So enjoy that. Get a kick out of it. Thank you to everybody who's been sharing everything all around everywhere. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. And glad everybody's in here. Glad everybody's weird tonight. Everybody's having a good time. Hope you guys are having a good time. Sad news. Actually, I was trying to pin it, but I couldn't get it to pin. I don't know what the hell's going on. Let me see here. Let me see why it's not pinning. Why isn't it pinning? Dewdrop will be featured on the next episode of Main Event, says Volterra. What up, Volterra? How you guys doing? Yo, Heist Man, what's up, dude? Talk ghetto news. How you doing, man? You'll like it, Heist Man. Let's go to the donos real quick while I get this thing situated here.
Super chat party!
Oh, get that poll in the chat too, guys. Hit that poll up.
Raw was decent. Good wrestling. Reasons for matches qualifications at the Chamber. Chamber looks stacked. Bobby, Brock, Theory, Styles, Rollins, Riddle.
Yeah, see, I think the Chamber does look pretty stacked, and would you rather, I guess the question is, guys, would you rather them have Saudi Arabia, whatever, and then do the Chamber here, and then go to, so I think they're killing two birds with one stone, I guess, right? So maybe that helps, I don't know. Don't you think it kills two birds with one stone that they do the Chamber, but they do this in Saudi Arabia? I feel like that's what their goal is, right? And otherwise, because it's crazy. There's so much stuff to do. What's up, Federico? How you doing, man? What the fuck is going on? Some kind of glitch or something going on in my fucking shit. Oh my god, dude, it's driving me nuts. What the hell is going on with this glitch? Hey, Chad, how you doing, man? Make sure you guys vote on the poll. There we go. Jesus, what was going on? I figured it out. I don't know what it was, but I figured it out. I figured it out as best I could. But yeah, man, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, they were the stars of this show tonight, in my opinion. I don't think anything was better than this. And unfortunately, The good news is they did a good job of selling the show. They did a great job of selling Saudi Arabia, selling what they were doing over there, selling the Elimination Chamber. They did such a good job of it. Unfortunately, we wanted to see them wrestle tonight, but also fortunately, we wanted to see them wrestle tonight. So they had the interest. So, you know what I mean? They actually had us upset. Like, okay, let's see this now. So that's the goal. It worked out. And so good for them because they accomplished that goal. So, you know, that this was definitely the best thing of the night. And it put me in a good mood at the beginning of the show. I was like, all right, let's go. And then I just began collapsing into a snooze fest until the very end of this thing. I can't believe Lita is going to travel to Saudi Arabia. You know? I mean, I saw someone in the chat earlier say that Lita can't wrestle. I mean, I never really enjoyed Lita that much back in the day because she was always like flim-flammy all over the place and was weird. She just kind of launches herself all over. But at one point, Lita and Trish had some of the best women's matches of all time on the WWE main roster. I don't think any other women had any good matches in the WWE. Maybe like Alundra Blaze at some point had a match, but you know what I mean? A lot of times they were quick. So, man, even though Lita was unorthodox back in the day and she was kind of all over the place, she had some of the best matches ever with Trish Stratus. And Trish started off as someone who really couldn't wrestle. She couldn't friggin' wrestle, really. And then she just got better and better and better and better. And Lita didn't feel like a wrestler either for a while. She just launched herself all over the place, high fly, and she did good. So I don't know how she's going to be in this match and in these situations. I think I like Lita as a character, though, so it's okay. Her character, her music, her vibe, her charisma that she has or whatever carries her. In the interest of me seeing Lita in 2022 wrestle somebody is pretty interesting. So that's what's carrying this. That's what's carrying this for me. Alex Oli, thank you for the $5, man. Thank you for the $5, Alex Oli. Let me get you up on the board, man. Alex Oli. Alex Olay. Call you freaking Alex Olay, brother. How are you guys feeling after the Rumble, after this weekend? I mean, nothing was going to be better than that. This started putting me to bed. So I thought Lesnar was great on the mic. Bob.
You're going to stand here and pretend like you're the champion? Come on, Bobby. I mean, from one athlete to another.
Come on, Bobby. Come on, Babby. Remember when Trump used to call him Babby? So this was great. Loved everything about this. And then the superhero Nikki Ash came out and got her head beat in by Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson beat the hell out of the superhero girl. That was stupid, I thought. I don't understand how that does much of anything for going forward. They just have a match after what happened last night or at the Rumble, I guess. So they just have a match. Like, okay, have a match, and Manson wins, and that's it. And then we get the spelling bee crap with the scooter race, which is mildly interesting if you're retarded. So, okay. Everyone compares Gable to Angle. I get it. He already, whatever. Then Alexa Bliss's weird psych evaluation thing is boring, in my opinion. I was so bored by this. They could have had one or two of these segments. That's it. Make it a part 1 and 2 of her recovery and get her back in the ring. This was just, I don't know, man. And maybe the puppet is going to make her happy. As long as she has the puppet, she's happy or something. I don't know. It's honestly left me as far as I can't even speak about it believably anymore. I'm pretty childish, man. You know what I mean? You guys would know this about me. I'm pretty willing to go above and beyond into the weird realm of bullshit out there, but I'm sorry. I can't follow this Alexa Bliss stuff at all. I feel like I should be a 15-year-old or really younger than that. I wouldn't even at 15, I would be like, what the hell is this shit? You know what I mean? I think it's bad. I think that if I was a 7-year-old girl, that I would enjoy the story. I think any girl under the age of 11 might enjoy the Alexa Bliss stuff. I think. Maybe. But I don't think anybody else could do it. And Derek, I think you pretty much nailed it. It was all about selling the doll. Like, look at the doll. Remember the doll? It's back. Hey, come buy the doll. By the way, 1,000 of you checked out my video. Actually, more than 1,000 of you by now, but checked out the video this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I can't believe that there's a wrestling channel out there that puts people in a oxygen mask like this. Leo Rush was rushed to the hospital the other day after hurting himself because fans threw alcohol in the ring. And if you missed my video earlier today, you better go watch it because it's one of the most fucked up videos I've ever made. And I'm a complete nutbag asshole in the video. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And I got to shout out Ghost and Shell. Shell dropped a $13 super thanks, and Ghost dropped a $50 one on that video, which is crazy. And, Leah was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you saying in this video? And I'm like, I'm just, just trying to just make it funny. You know what I mean? And Leah was like, what the hell? Well, guess you liked it. Ric Flair split up from his from her, and we talked about it over there. It was a lot of fun. There's been a lot of crazy stuff, but as far as the rating of Raw right now, it's not looking good for Raw. Raw sucks, I said. Question mark. Does Raw suck? And I changed up the poll a little bit tonight, make it a little bit different. Raw sucks? Yup, 46% of you. No, 9% of you. It's okay, 26% of you. So about half of you think the show sucked. 20% of you didn't watch it. And 26% of you said it's okay. And 9% of you said it doesn't suck. And I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know. I guess your conviction is higher, is lower. I would say that most people thought it sucked. And then a good core of people thought it was all right tonight. Good for them. I'm glad they were able to do that. I thought it was okay in the first, to me, only about 25 to 30 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes of Raw tonight entertained me a little bit, slightly. And that's just not enough for me. That's a very low thing. Monday Night Raw last week was pretty good. We talked about it last week, and it wasn't even that good. It's just that it's so much better than usual last week that I gave Raw a 5 out of 10. I gave Raw my first 5 out of 10 in a long time. That's pretty damn good for Raw, Bobby. But tonight, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. What's up, Heist, man? 19% for you. I like it. I like it. The next women Ric Flair gets will be a black Asian. Wow, so she'll be a mix-up of everything. Is that what Ric Flair's aiming for? Just to cover himself, make sure that, he doesn't get in trouble, or if he does, he's got some backup there. I get it. Jesse James says, I only checked out the Brock segment on YouTube. Well, that was the only good segment. I mean, who knows what they edited on the YouTube channel, though. So, Brock, all you had to watch tonight was Brock and Bobby. That's all you had to watch. I am looking for anybody in the chat who wants to tell me that I'm wrong. You know what I mean? That, about what was good tonight. I thought Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles were kind of good, but I don't think the thing went on long enough. So I just don't think it was. I don't think it was quite good enough. But I don't think anything was good enough tonight. I mean, if you guys could tell me in the chat, I'll be looking for people in the chat to tell me what they thought about this. I'm going over to Discord in a second, but if you guys want to chime in tonight, use the Super Chat down below or use Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever links down below in the description box. Plus, I posted them to the chat as well. And we have a brand new $70 donation. Feel free to try that out someday if you'd like to. It's a long one. It's a very long one, and we will party if it comes on. It's a $70 one. Oh, my God, Jade. We obviously can't get enough of this sucky show we tune in every week. Well, I think what it is people kind of tune in to understand what they have to hate. You know what I mean? Like, they already know it's been bad. And some people tune in because they're hoping it's going to get better, and they'll see the change. They'll see the turnaround. And they'll be like, oh, it's finally gotten better. Or they tune in because, like, they just love wrestling or they love WWE so much that they want to love it or they want it to be good. So they tune in, and at the very least, they think, well, if it's not good, at least I can go watch some of my favorite people talk about it. Or I can go listen to what Joe's going to say. Or maybe Joe will flip out. You know, maybe Joe will have a fucking goddamn fucking coronary on his fucking show. Maybe Joe will eat shit live on the air. Eat his own dick. Eat his own fucking asshole open. Because the show sucks so much. And that's why they watch this shit. Because they're like, God damn it, what the fuck am I watching tonight? What am I watching tonight? Well, I just watched fucking Misery. Now I'm going to tune in Joe, and I'm going to watch and see if this guy kills himself on his show from this shit being so shitty. Shitty. Shit. I want to enter the Royal Rumble. I want to enter the Royal Rumble. I want to enter the Royal Rumble with a referee shirt on at the end. And I want to hold up Brock Lesnar's hand while he's like, oh, this must be the referee who's here to hold my hand up. Oh, yeah, you think that, huh? And then when I'm holding up Brock's hand and he's celebrating, then I fucking pants him. Boom, pants down. Everyone sees dick. Everyone sees Brock's throbbing dick or limp dick, whatever it is. And then I pull out a fucking machete. Ding, a fucking boom. And then I grab the microphone. Choppy, choppy, your pee-pee. And I throw the microphone and I run away. And WWE tries to delete that forever from the archives. But 17 people in the crowd were filming. And it's living online forever, brother. It's living online forever. And when I say choppy, choppy, pee-pee, I also do this. And it's viral. It's crazy. I can't live anywhere. There's people trying to kill me, cancel me, find me. Police are looking for me. I chopped off his dick in the middle of the Royal Rumble. Right down the fucking goddamn veiny corner. And then I mail it to Sable. That's what I'll do. I'll mail it to Sable. How you like this, Sable? Does this look good to you, Sable? Meanwhile, for weeks and months and years, Vince McMahon's final days are plagued with news stations calling, investigators calling about the dick pee-pee incident, and Vince McMahon can't escape it, and the rest of his life is plagued with stories and videos and commercials about the guy who broke in with a referee shirt on, raised Lesnar's hand, pantsed him, and decapitated his schlonger right in the middle of the ring. That's what this show does to me. That's what this show does to me. Got a problem with it? It's Vince's fault. All right? It's fucking Vince McMahon's fault. How is it not my fault? It's Vince McMahon's fault. God damn it. I'm going to snap. I'm going to freaking lose my mind. I'm going to burn myself alive, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what will happen tonight. Do you? Nobody really does, do they? Nobody really knows what Joe's going to do live on these streams. You really don't know what's going to happen tonight.
Eat our own shitty in Philly, we're gritty, yo, this whole city, we're gritty, yo, we might eat our own shitty, yeah, eat our own shitty.
Oh, shit.
City of Philly, we eat shitty, we're gritty as can be, we can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty, in Philly, we're gritty, this whole city, we'll eat our own shitty in Philly.
I know, dude. I think Brock's going to win the chamber.
Joe, did you see the tweet I sent you? Hulk Hogan was playing grabby grab with a young woman wanting to give her his 24th-inch python brother.
Oh, my God. Please tell me that's on my Twitter, you said. I will look that up right now. Justin Gregory, we're going to go take a look and see if we can find Brock Lesnar trying to feel up some woman. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Listen, Brock, go get some. You know what I mean? Oh, is this with the Jimmy Hart? Hogan's sad news. Hogan's trying to use his 24-inch pythons. Justin Gregory, let me go take a look here. Justin Gregory, that was the top donation of the stream. Justin Gregory. So do we think Brock Lesnar is going to win the Elimination Chamber? Yes, that's really the big discussion. I will put that in the poll in a second as well. That is the top donation. Justin Gregory, thanks, man, you OG. I haven't... That's crazy, man. Hey, Justin, thank you, man. That was nice of you, bro. That's a big one. Actually, it's $8. I was thinking it was $80, but I'll take $8 too, man. That's a big one, too. That's a Big Mac at McDonald's. There's no audio, though. Oh, Justin, I see the thing that you sent me, but is there an audio of it? It's just a picture. Is that girl 24? Hulk Hogan's getting 24-year-old girls? God damn it. And she looks like Linda, of course. Is it? Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my God. It's Hulk Hogan, right? Hell yeah, brother. Well, you know something, bimbo? I mean, he's at the right age where it's like, you might have to put 10 years in, but you're going to get maybe a mansion. That is if his wife or ex-wife and everybody else doesn't sue the shit out of him, you know what I mean, before that all happens. That's the thing you got to be worried about, you know what I mean? I'd be concerned. God damn it, man. Hogan's doing it. Hulkamania is running wild all over her pussy. Wow. Kevin Owens once again with Seth Rollins. Oh, great. Yeah, that's just what we want. I actually don't think Brock Lesnar is going to win the Chamber, even though we said that they really want title versus title. I think they're just using Lesnar because they needed to book him in the match anyway because they needed a big name. So this is a way to get Lesnar there, and plus everyone thinks that thing's going to happen. So I actually don't think Lesnar's going to win the Elimination Chamber. I'll tell you right now. I don't think Lesnar is winning the Elimination Chamber. So spoiler for me. But yeah, Kevin Owens, once again, the Kevin Owens show with his goofy sidekick. It's like, dude, how many people has he done this with? Jericho, Sami Zayn, The Miz maybe, or somebody else. He did it with one or two other people. Dean Ambrose, I don't know, somebody. Kevin Owens always does this. He brings back his Kevin Owens show, and then they bring in a sidekick who's a comedy guy like he is, and then they both just do this dumb comedy, over-the-top stuff with each other until they turn on each other, and then they have a feud. It's like, why do they do this same story 900 times? We've seen this fucking story 70 goddamn times. Oh, shit! It's the new donation! Oh, my God, yes! Oh, my God.
Where have all the donators gone? Where are the Himmel gods?
Where's Himmel God?
Where are all my D-moons to help me fund the show? Isn't there a rich white knight who can help me with my greed? A dream of what my need.
Oh, my God, here we go!
Children need to feed. Oh, I need a dono. I'm holding out for a sandwich till the end of the night. And it's gotta be cash and it's gotta be fast. He's gotta drop hundies all night long. I need a sandwich. My children need to eat. I got 3. And I could lose my house if the green don't come down. So please donate to me. I need a dono. My children need to eat. I need it now. And it's gotta be large. I need a dono. I need a dono. I need a dono to come down to me. And it's gotta come down and it's gotta come now. Or I could lose my house. I need a dono.
Roman is God.
Oh, Santiago! Thank you. Thank you, Santiago sends his regards. I have come down from the heavens, the spirits. I've come down from the clouds to give you what you want, Santiago. That's right, sir. I am going to give you what you want, like Dave Bautista wanted Triple H to give him what he wanted, baby. Thank you so much for the sandwich. Thank you so much for the regards and the $70 bomb. And speaking of that, Mecca Sandwich is your king of the Wheel of Funk for Monetize this week. Do you realize that? If he's in the chat tonight, you make sure you give him sex and love. Give love to Mecca Sandwich because he is the king of the Wheel of Funk. So thank you. Thank you so much for giving me that. Santiago sends his regards. I mean, that's a great name. Great idea. I like it. That guy don't know what he wants to do. Eat it or leave it. You know, you don't know. But so let me change up the chat. But Santiago, thank you for trying the new dono, man. I appreciate that. That takes some balls to try out a new dono. You don't know what it's going to be. Could have been me pooping on a bunny rabbit. You know what I mean? So we come over here and we take a look at it, and people say, you know, Raw sucks. I'm going to go ahead and say that half of you guys hated Raw, and then, you know, the other half, you know, you either didn't watch it or you liked it for the most part a little bit. Oh, I guess I really didn't put it was awesome up here. I usually put it's awesome. I just find it hard to believe anybody thought it was awesome. I could see 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 people. I mean, I can't see that, but I can see some people feeling that way. There's no way in hell, though, I believe that this was a 8 or 9 or 10 out of 10. If you gave the show tonight an 8, 9, or 10, you got to be a child. I'm no offense. If you gave the show that little, I mean, I'm just assuming you're a kid or something. No adult human being would give this show above a 7. I mean, I refuse to believe that would happen. It just seems impossible to me at this point. I just don't know why we have to see Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens do the same gimmick that almost everybody else has done. Granted, Seth Rollins looked phenomenal in that jacket and pants. Looked really good. I enjoyed it. You need a dono? You need a dono, Janelle? Let me tell you something. When I announced, when people told me that they wanted a new donation song, there's still one more that I'm going to be making, guys, and it's going to be a lot less than $70. I know $70 is a lot of money, and I apologize. That's a lot of money, but people wanted a longer one, and that's a longer one. It's very long. It's $70. I'm going to be making a new one called Sad News. I'm thinking about something about sad news and sad wrestlers. I'm thinking the song's going to be about wrestlers, like saying the wrestler's dead and suffering and things like that. But we're going to base it all off the Wrestling News Now channel. So I'm going to look through their things, and I'm just going to basically sing out their titles. So I think that would be kind of funny. So there you go with that. But a lot of people said there's no chance in hell anybody's dropping the $70 tonight on your broke ass, Joe, you scumbag loser asshole. And, man, Santiago sends his regards, has shut those people up. You guys have shut these people up so many times, over and over again. So thank you. Santiago sends his regards for going above and beyond and shutting up the people that teased me on Twitter that we wouldn't see anybody give it a try tonight. Thank you so much. You're the best. So, you know, Kevin Owens has his match with Dingus, with Vince McMahon's favorite long-lost new son. And he beats Kevin Owens. Austin Theory beats Kevin Owens, the guy that they signed. So they really did sign Kevin Owens to be the new Matt Hardy. I mean, that's what I believe. Kevin Owens is literally like the new Matt Hardy. Hey, come out here. You're not that great, but you're tough kind of, and you got a show like The Miz. But we got The Miz on doing other things. So Austin Theory gets a big win. They should push Austin Theory. I just think that, you know, Kevin Owens should be a guy who's kind of on top or whatever. And Austin Theory should be beating some other people. But whatever, you know, hey, he beats Kevin Owens, whatever. I hope to God Austin Theory pans out, because if he doesn't, what is going to pan out ever? You know what I mean? How is anything going to work out? Then we had the Hoodlums come out there, and one of them's from Ohio, so he got a big pop, and he was facing Kurt Russell's long-lost gringo son, Dolph Ziggler. And so they did that, it seemed like, just for the Cleveland crowd. Like, I'm in my hometown crowd. I'm D'Angelo something. And that match was with Ziggler, so I guess it's kind of fun if you're in the crowd for the hometown guy, I suppose. I didn't give much of a shit about it. Otis really looks a lot like Tommy, NC 2010. Otis looks a lot like Tommy, I got to be honest. Very, very similar to Tommy. They've got a lot of similar looks. And I was thinking about this looking at Otis, and I was thinking about it. I was talking to Tommy yesterday. Tommy actually called me, and he was in this. He's been in the streams recently a whole bunch, but he called me last night, and I spoke with him, and I thought, he kind of looks like Otis. Kind of interesting that he got that look about him. You don't care for Austin Theory, huh? So do you want the new guy Austin Theory to be pushed, or do you want Fat Owens to be there for 6 years to win? No, I want the new guy to be pushed. I don't want Austin Theory losing to anybody. Really. I mean, not too many people, but I want him to have good matches. And I guess it doesn't matter, because nobody matters, really. I guess Kevin Owens sucks, so who cares? I mean, they already got rid of Finn Balor. Finn Balor has 12 moves. He uses the same ones every night, and now he's irrelevant, so I guess good. Finn Balor's dead. That's good. He sucks. Kevin Owens sucks. I mean, Kevin Owens sucks now. I mean, so it's not even about Austin Theory. It's about, Kevin Owens blows. Kevin Owens is like on Braun Strowman level at some point, at this point with me. It's like, oh, wow, okay. Well, I think he sucks. So I don't care about him. Got an alert that the Royal Rumble is trending somewhere. I don't see that anywhere. I don't know what you're talking about. The Royal Rumble why would the Royal Rumble be trending tonight? I don't see that. I don't even care. Who cares? What if the Royal Rumble was trending tonight? Who cares? We already saw it. We're going to be like, oh, the Royal Rumble's trending again. This is great. Who cares? But yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, fuck it. I mean, I don't even care about Kevin Owens now. I just know he's capable of having a good matches. I wish him and Austin Theory would have matches, yeah, and they'd do really well. Who else is a big player besides Owens and other people? And he's not a big player, I guess. So fuck it. Fuck Owens. Just make Austin Theory beat everyone. I mean, you want to get to the point. Don't you want to get to the point where Riddle is facing Austin Theory? You know what I mean? Where it's like Riddle, Austin Theory, people like that in these big matches. I don't know. It seems to be where you'd want to go. Breaking at the Elimination Chamber, Becky Lynch versus Lita for the title. Yeah, we basically saw that, tonight. So, that's interesting-ish. Lita's going to lose. The interesting thing about that is just that Lita is going to be in a match. So that's really what that's about. That's like, okay, well, this is interesting that Lita's back in a match. Oh, I'm sorry, Santiago. I got to get you up on the board, my buddy. My brother, I will get you up here. Hold on. Santiago sends his regards, is the top donator. Let me get him up here. I'm sorry. That's just a great name. That's funny. Thank you, Santiago. Let me get you up here. Let me get you in a good, I'll put it on bold. There you go, Santiago. Man, that's a long thing to say. Put it up there. Maybe we can squeeze it a little bit. There we go. Maybe we'll change it from courier to, what can we make it look good? Santiago. We're going to make it look pretty. We're going to make it look pretty. That looks a lot better, right? We'll make it purple. Maybe, there we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Doesn't that looks beautiful, Santiago? So Matt Riddle with Otis. I mean, they had a decent little match. Like, you know, oh my God, Riddle, he did that flip off the top rope and landed on Otis's like back of his leg or something. He missed him when he went with the I think it's the floating bro, right? Is that what he did? I think it was the floating bro that he hit. Somebody in the chat, if you guys saw it, let me know. But he hit this floating blow. He hit the floating. We're gonna go to the Discord in a second. Mustafa and everybody in there. And he missed. It looked like he missed, and I don't know if it was planned that he was gonna land on Otis's knee. I don't think it was. But he hits this floating bro and lands on the knee of Otis. And then, but he sort of missed everything, really. But then Otis sold the knee. So I wasn't really sure what was going on there, but I appreciate that Otis sold the knee. I thought that was hilarious that Otis was sitting there like grabbing the knee like, oh my God, my fucking knee. Like, I thought that was funny. I thought it was hilarious that the guy's sitting there selling the knee. So, you know, if that was an improv by Otis, good job, because that makes it look better. It's like, all right, landed on the knee, sell the knee, fuck it. You know, instead of like trying to sell whatever they were going to supposedly doing or whatever, because that just always seems stupid, you know? So I appreciate that Otis did that. And I thought they had a nice little match that you'll never watch again, but this sort of powerhouse little match in the middle of the end of the middle of the show, I think it was. I wanted to say the end of the show. It was the middle of the show, I think. So, you know, that wasn't so bad. 6 out of 10 maybe for a little competitive match that you got to do on the show. You know, whatever. Otis is looking all right. Looks like a slob, actually, but, you know, you can't win them all, you know? And so Rey Mysterio has these, I don't care about this, but I'm going to skip his whole thing. Then Bianca Belair comes out with her little, like, I'm on the hoe. And then her and Carmella have a long match. They got some love from the crowd at times, but this thing was plagued by commercial break. I think there was 2 commercial breaks during this match that was, I thought it was longer, but it says right here that this match was about 9 minutes long. I thought the match was 14 minutes. It was 9 minutes, I think. About 9 minutes, and there was a commercial to start, commercial to break it up, and Carmella was telling Bianca what she was doing, obviously, a couple times. It looked bad. There were other things in the match that looked pretty good, but it was just slop. Good job getting heat on Carmella, though. That's the one thing is I'll say is the fans bought the heelness of Carmella. They did boo her. Maybe it was just white guilt. You know, they were like, we got to boo Carmella because people say so. You know, I don't know what that means, but yeah, I don't know. And then Mr. Accent cut a promo for a little while with Gable and Chad BUMM in the back. Who cares? I didn't care for the scooter thing at all, so I just ignored that even happened. I forget it even happened. You know? The fucking scooter thing was stupid. I thought they could have done something way better with the scooter stuff. Dude, I thought they could have done something where they whoever gets the most air wins, where they get to scoot down the ramp, and they could have jumped up off a ramp or something and tried to get air, and whoever got the highest would win that part of it. Why didn't they do that? I thought they could have done, you know, just like creative things with it instead of just being like, oh, we're going to go around in laps forever and then have a photo finish. And I don't know, dude. Is there really a right way to do the scooter thing? I mean, honestly, probably what they should have done is filmed it somewhere else. I got to be honest. And usually I wouldn't say that. Usually I'd say do it on Raw, make it, you know, show up in the ring and whatever. But you know, maybe this was something they could have taken the opportunity to film somewhere or to create a skit out of, to take us out of Raw for a second and have a skit of some kind that they probably could have spent a little bit of time on making sure that it was funny and making it work a lot. So, I don't know, I just found it a little bit weird that they didn't go to that. You know what I mean? But whatever. I don't know. Ronda Rousey should also be both Raw and SmackDown champion. Yeah, you want Ronda to be the double champ? Imagine that. But yeah, Becky Lynch and Lita, I mean, if you watched Raw tonight, you knew that was happening. But shout out to Haskell, who's fired up, I guess. Haskell 420, what up, Haskell? Should I tweet out? We are WWE Raw. All right, let's hit up the donos again. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Chill.
Where have all the donators gone? Where are the Himmel gods? Where are all my D-moons to help me fund the show? Isn't there a rich white knight who can help me with my greed? I dream of what my children need to feed. Oh, I need a dono. I'm holding out for a sandwich till the end of the night. And it's gotta be cash and it's gotta be fast. He's gotta drop hundies all night long. I need a sandwich. My children need to eat. I got 3. And I could lose my house if the green don't come down. So please donate to me. Dono. I need a dono. Oh no. I need a dono. I need a dono. I need a dono. I need some money to feed my fucking stupid kids. And I gotta be sad and I gotta be mad if I don't get money, get called the greatest dad. I need a dono. It's gotta be large. And it's gotta come down and it's gotta be now. Or I could lose my house. I need a dono. Chill.
Shout out to the goddess herself. She's here from above. She is Shell.
I'm holding out for a dono till the end of the night. And it's gotta be cash and it's gotta be fast. Drop those hundies on my head. I need a dono. My kids need to eat. I need a sandwich.
I didn't watch Raw. That rant of yours earned this dono, haha.
Damn. Flipping out caused Shell to drop a big time dono. $70 bomb. That's 2 bombs. Holy shit, bro. You make a new donation and they just start dropping, bro. Johnny 5 is alive. You're right. That's at the end of Short Circuit 2, right? Holy shit. Yeah, when he's oh my God, number Johnny 5. When he's trying to get away from, we talked about this on Monetize this 5 years ago or whatever. Yeah, he's on the bridge, he's on the dock trying to get away from Oscar or whatever, and he's fucking rolling with his wheels, and Oscar's on the boat. Oh my God, you're right. Holy shit. That was a fire scene in that movie. That's underrated, bro. I remember watching that and getting pumped up all the time by that. I don't do that anymore. Sounds just like the same guy. I am pissed off, Oscar. Remember was it me and JB and Jesse? I think it was me and JB and Jesse. We were like laughing our balls off about that. I am really pissed off. Remember when he says everything backwards and he's like, "Why are you saying that to me, Durf?" And he's like, "It's Fred." That's what I said, Durf. It's fucking hilarious. God damn it, I love that movie. I'm going to watch that tonight. Shell, thank you so much. What do I do now? We got 2 people tied for 70. Oh, fuck it. We'll just put them both up there, I guess. I don't know. Just copy this and... Wow, that's a long dono, but you know what? It's worth it. And maybe in the future we'll change it around, but right now I'm having a blast with it. All right, well, let's put you both up. And then we'll get in and hear what you guys are saying about Monday Night Raw tonight. Wow, man. Holy shit. All right, so you guys are tied at the $70. We're dropping them tonight, man. Drop it down, brother. Short Circuit 2 is kind of better than 1. You know, doesn't Short Circuit 2 remind you of Gremlins 2? And remind you of how the new Matrix movie is too? Almost. It's like that troll job of the second movie is like somehow more exciting, even though the first movie was the more serious one. Like, your mother is a snowblower. The first Gremlins was way more serious and horror-like, but the second Gremlins was like retarded, but like awesome. So I don't know, man. There's two right there. I don't believe this. Eddie Chaos, how you doing, man? How are you, sir? Do it again, Shell. What up, Steve Moran? What else, everybody else? What up? What the hell is this? Oh, my God, Johnny 5, YouTube Mechanic Letter, YouTube Mechanic. That's a hell of a name in the chat. JJ, what's up, JJ? Card Blasters, how you doing, man? Oscar, I'm really pissed off, Oscar. Let me hit it up.
Okay, Tex, I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
so basically,
Tex. I know what you're talking about, Tex.
What's up, man?
No, I'm just kidding.
What up, Joe?
What's up, everybody? All right. I'll be right there. I'll be coming in a minute. You all sit tight.
Joe's coming.
Mustafa,
Joe's
man.
about to come.
What'd you think, man? What'd you think about this show? I thought it was plain as, I don't know, man. They set up some shit for Saudi Arabia, all that stuff, but, man, this show bored me after that opening segment.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. So basically, the first segment and the last segment were pretty much like, yep. I call this show basically like a reverse sandwich. You had the great stuff on the outside, but on the inside, it was just dull.
Sandwich. I need one of those. Somebody donate again. $70.
That's a funny donation, by the way. I love it.
You like that?
Oh yeah.
I need a hero. I need a dono. We got 2 sandwiches so far. We got 2 donos. I love it. Bring it on, everybody. What's up? So you felt the same way. Like, it was like, okay, cool, Lita and Becky and ROnda. That's interesting at the end, kind of. And certainly Brock. I was really happy with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's emotion was great because sometimes he's stoic. And him and Brock were pretty good, man. That was pretty good.
It's funny you mention this. So, like, I was kind of having second thoughts about it slightly because either way, even if Bobby gets a little bit better here and there, at the end of the day, Brock owns the segment.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless if you were a casual... Well, the thing is, if you're a casual fan and you're coming into this and you had no clue who these guys are, and I'm looking at these 2 badasses, and Brock comes out and he just eclipses this guy in so many ways. And I'm not just talking just about presence, but just overall promo in terms of size, in terms of just emotion from the crowd. Like, he eclipses Bobby in so many ways, even with MVP being by his side to help him out in promos. It just... he got owned. He keeps getting owned, and Bobby just needs to do something in order to get even more so than what he was tonight, even though there were some improvements.
Well, the only reason why I think it's okay tonight is because, MVP's really playing the buffer, and, he's getting heat on himself by obviously not backing down necessarily, but sort of by, not going forward with let's do this tonight. So I understand why he doesn't say much. He kind of has to take that role, I guess.
Right.
But his emotion made me think that was like you just said, Brock was the star, but he was the supporting actor, and he really did a good job to support that scene with Lesnar or whatever. If he didn't do a good job, it would have been stupid. So that's why I give him a lot of credit.
But think of it this way, Joe. It's like, again, you said the MVP was getting the heat. The heat needs to be on Bobby.
Well, I think that Bobby gets the heat for listening to MVP, just for being like, okay, I'm going to listen to my manager. It's like, oh, man, you bitch. Like, come on, just tell your manager to piss off. So I think he does get the heat. I think, because I didn't find myself...
Brock call Bobby Lashley?
What?
What did Brock call Bobby Lashley when they had to cut out the audio and shit?
Oh, he called him like a bitch or something.
No.
Chicken shit. Yeah, chicken shit.
Yeah, call him chicken shit. Yeah.
He should have said, he should have called him a Kentucky Fried Chicken shit. That would have done, that would have really...
That would have been an interesting rating for the network. It's like, yeah, we got phone calls into the USA network. We can't say Kentucky Fried Chicken shit anymore.
Well, because, it's like...
Well, we can have an ad of Kentucky Fried Chicken right after the segment.
Well,
that would have been great.
Sponsorship tie-in, guys. Have Brock wear the KFC T-shirt as he calls him a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, my God.
That's what you do. Have him wearing the logo.
Well, that could make him a heel to a lot of people, so that's why you can't really do that. But it's still like, You know, but I was hoping he would say, dude, I don't know why, but I was hoping he would say something about his mother or something so he'd really lose it. You know, like, oh, your mom really did raise a coward, you know? That's cute. He would have snapped. But I liked Bobby's reaction. So good stuff. Could have been always better as always, but I thought this was the first time in a while that Lesnar got to talk this much without Heyman again recently. And Bobby did a good job of playing off his manager, like, oh, you know, this guy's in charge of me kind of thing. So, I don't know. I like that whole segment. I thought it was good. Maybe 6 out of 10 segment. 7. I don't know. That was good. Then everything else went downhill from there. Was there any wrestling at all tonight that you liked? I mean...
Yeah. I mean, again, obviously I loved... I liked the Austin Theory Kevin Owens match. I think Austin Theory is actually getting better in terms of just in-ring work, in terms of character work. It's always been the same. Which again, that's Vince's boy, you know, so that's just the way it's gonna be.
Yeah. And
the AJ Rey Mysterio match, I just wish that match was so much longer. Because I love both those guys, just as their in-ring work and as well as their chemistry, because it was an automatic match.
Mo fuck boy, you a light skin. I'm sorry. I just love that, JD. So, yeah, no, I think you're right. And Austin Theory, I mean, obviously this guy's going to the moon. He's got to be. And I don't think, by the way, let's get to the real carrot that I was talking about earlier. I don't think Lesnar's going to win the Elimination Chamber.
No, unfortunately not. No.
Yeah.
I fucking hope not, because then everything's
we were just talking about
always
that.
planned. It sucks that when you it's like, why even have Elimination Chamber if you already fucking know who's going to win? So I'm glad that you said he's not going to win, because now I'm thinking about that shit.
Well, the thing is, look at it this way. Again, even if Bobby Lashley and Brock were the last two in the ring, which most likely, which is going to happen, ultimately, like, you know, again, how is this going to go down? Is there going to be another screw job? Is that going to play into Brock and Roman? How is that going to work? You know, so, I mean, we only have to wait until we see. But, Joe, we were thinking about this earlier. I think the first two people who are going to start that match is going to be Riddle and AJ Styles, which would probably make the most sense. Or have AJ versus Austin Theory, or one of those two, to start it off fresh.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right that Austin Theory or AJ, especially AJ, I definitely could see AJ starting it, because you always, I don't know, I feel like they always start with that guy who can really go and do all this crazy stuff. That way the whole match is fairly entertaining, because you've always got that little guy that can run around.
Yeah, basically the Rey Mysterio RVD spot, pretty much, to fly around, jump off the cage. I will say that Riddle most likely will be the dark horse of the match, because, again, we've only seen him in comedy stuff and in tag team stuff. But I think, honestly, if he plays his cards right and they book this match and produce this match right, he can really be the breakout star of this match, let alone of the year.
Wait a minute. Say that one more time. What match is the breakout match of the year?
No. If Riddle is booked right, and as far as the whole story of the match and how it's being told, how it's going to be produced, Riddle could be the breakout of this match and can really stand out, because he's being pushed right now, even in the back, because, you know, we've been hearing different reports about how Riddle was favored to win the Rumble.
Yes. Yeah. He really could be. And I was thinking that earlier, man. Like, you know, Riddle, and they definitely should be looking at people like Riddle and what's his face? God damn it. You know, the Austin Theory.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, like a couple of guys like that who could, you know, unfortunately there should be an Intercontinental title, you know, or a mid-card belt that's prominent enough on Raw that's like, these guys are going for that belt. Like, they really need that. They don't have that structure. They need a reset of all the belts, because there's no mid-card. Austin
we
Theory,
have the U.S. belt.
Where is it?
We have. I mean, it's a joke now.
Priest.
It's a joke now, but I mean, you know, if you want to really give that prestige, again, defend it every week. I mean, again, we're harkening back to John Cena when he literally defended either the IC belt or the US belt every week.
All I can say is that it doesn't even need to be every week, because all you need to do is look at TNT Dynamite. They defend that thing. You know, that thing feels important, like it's defended enough. And that's not every week. That's every month, or every like 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or so. On average, every 3 weeks it's defended. That's great.
even more so than that. I mean, I even think it's defended like every like other week or like bi-weekly to a degree, because we also have Rampage too.
Oh, right.
And Rampage is on TNT, so basically that usually is your main event. So, I mean, again, I highly really feel that both the U.S. and the Intercontinental belts are ill booked at this point. Practically the best mid-card title is the TNT title, at least in the United States. Other than maybe, let's say, another independent wrestling promotion that, you know, you can only find every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're doing. Like, why can't they figure out what to do with these belts? Like, book these belts like they used to book the Intercontinental belt. Book these belts like TNT's belt is booked. You know, book Damian Priest in better matches. Like, it's...
Yeah, and, you know, it's funny. We saw Dawkins, you know, from Street Profits wrestle in a singles match. Shoot, let's have some fresh matches. And, again, I've always, you know, pushed this guy here on the air, but let's definitely get, like, you know, Montel to wrestle for the U.S. belt, at least in a singles match. Do something different. Like, differentiate the flow. Put Damian Priest as a heel, make Montez the babyface, and then come up with a different type of a rivalry, even though it's not a tag thing.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to do something like that. And I think that Riddle and Austin Theory, those are guys that should be... Imagine Riddle wins the belt off of Damian Priest eventually, and then Riddle... Ghost, thanks for this $49.99 super thanks on my video earlier today. And then, you know, Riddle and Austin Theory are having a big Intercontinental Championship match. That sounds like a great idea, those two guys. Having some kind of rivalry and going at it for that title. Because they're not made enough yet to go for world titles, it feels like. But that could feel like it's big. You know, so it makes them feel like a big match and important while still... you know, keeping it on the level of, well, this is the mid-card belt, but it's still important. So, but right now, whenever Damian Priest wrestles people, I don't feel like there's any rivalry or any big match that's happening there. It's just really Damian Priest kicks ass, and that's about it. It's just, there's no threat, there's no good match. I've seen Damian have a couple of good matches, but, you know, and even those guys in a triple threat, whatever, just do things with these mid-card belts, and they don't. They need to... They don't need to relaunch it 100%, but they do. They need to redo how they're booking these belts. Like, book the belts differently than everything else, whereas I almost feel like they book everything the same. Even if someone has a belt or doesn't have a belt, they're just going to book them just about the same anyway.
Right. Well, remember, the way that they book shows is practically like, you know, what they're doing on the house shows, but they're still the consistent house shows, you know, in terms of certain matches that they try out, whether it be tag matches, whether it be singles matches. And if a crowd is not responsive, at least in WWE's case, they're not going to put it out on TV. I mean, I personally feel that there are matches that were, I mean, for example, even tonight when we had AJ and Ray, I'm thinking, wow, if AJ went heel at some point and faced Ray, that would be an interesting contest, or that would be an interesting feud. And what do you base that feud around? Or if you have...
Just that they're both legends, really, is what it is. Because, like, they didn't have enough time tonight to do whatever, but what they did in there was they were really good. They were very serious about, I don't know, they seemed like,
were on their game.
Yeah, they looked like they were putting extra effort in, like, we're in this, like, we're awesome, let's go.
And mind you, that was the main event match of the night.
Really it was, yeah. How long was it? Was it, I don't even know, 11 minutes, 9 minutes?
I think it was about close to 10 minutes, maybe 11 minutes or so, because they had one commercial break, which annoyed me because I wanted to watch this full on.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, 2:32. Well, yeah, about 14 minutes.
Oh, 14. There you go.
With a commercial. Well, okay, okay, wait a minute. The entrance went a ways. So the entrance didn't start. The match didn't start until 2:33, and it ended at 2:44. So yeah, it was about 11 minutes. 11 minutes.
Yeah.
You were actually closer. You went over technically, but it was closer than my 14. So it was 11 minutes.
Right. So again, my theory is that, again, most likely if the fans, which most likely are going to be really applying, like, you know, they want to see more of that, especially on social media, they're most likely going to throw it on a house show to see how that's going to work and see, you know, we'll see what goes down maybe in the upcoming months. But I mean, yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, I don't want to talk about this right now, but let's talk about the women's matches. So the first women's match we had Rhea Ripley versus Sammy Ash, whatever you want to call her. Again, I can't take her, not Rhea, but her former partner, Sammy Ash, Nikki Ash, as a legitimate threat at all. Like,
right, you can't.
I cringe every time when I see her trying to act like a heel. And again, if you want to act like a heel, change your look, change your promo, do something.
Or be really horrific.
Yeah, could have been the heel.
Like, dude, Alexa at this point is still considered, I guess, a babyface, if you like. But her character development is so amazingly well done that I'd rather watch that than watch the 2 women's matches that I saw tonight.
Right.
You know,
Alexa needs to leave this company and go make horror movies. That is her best.
Oh my God.
She would be perfect for any kind of haunted role. She is perfect for. She's above this wrestling garbage. Go do what Rock and Cena and all the smart ones go do. Go make the real money and make movies. She's above this wrestling garbage.
When you said that, I thought you said go make I thought you said go make horror movies. I was like, horror movies.
Or those.
Oh my
If she
God.
made those, I would buy. I would be there opening day for that too, Joe. Either way, I'm there. But yes, so
open it up.
But yeah,
she needs to be. She needs to be in scary movies, not in this wrestling garbage.
Well, Joe, like, we've seen this before where, like, again, we were even talking about this earlier in the Discord where, imagine the fact that, like, a lot of these guys, they may not have the superstar appeal and crossover appeal, but there are a few potential people who can do that. But that's really going to have to come down to them more so than the company. I really feel that way. If you're talented enough to really work the marks on Twitter and work the casual fans on, wherever social media devices, you have an opportunity to grow from there. But it comes down to you ultimately. And if the company wants to get behind you on that after the fact, or they could just basically tell you, squash it. That's basically
Don't you think that? Don't you think Bray Wyatt kind of did, and then they just booked him dumb, like forever?
Well, again, Bray was growing in his popularity based upon his new character, which went above and beyond great than his first title run.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that the company at which point saw anything more that they could have done with the character, especially after that Hell in a Cell debacle when everybody was chanting AEW. I think that was a sign to the office saying, okay, we're going to go with this, but we don't know how long this has legs to it. And eventually it just fizzled out. And I hate the fact that he got fired over practically nothing. But at any rate, going back to the other women's match that we had tonight, Carmella versus Becky, Bianca Belair. And honestly, Bianca really is the MVP of that locker room, at least on Raw, because there's never a time where I'm not just a fan of her athleticism or the way that she becomes an in-ring general. And the fact that she's not even considered within the women's title picture and being the women's champion right now is still an insult.
She had her time, and now it's someone else's turn.
But that's the thing, though. I think, honestly, the story, realistically, is Bianca getting her title back as becoming a second-time champion.
And unfortunately, I think what they'll do is, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I almost think they'll save her for, like, the challenger to somebody after Mania. Because they're keeping her high. They're keeping her there, like keeping her going. And because they need somebody who's viable to challenge somebody after WrestleMania. So,
right. I just get this sense, though, that, and my gut basically is saying that if Bianca is just, and again, like I said, I give respect to anybody who puts on a pair of boots and goes in the ring. But the way that Carmella was wrestling in that match, and by the way, I walked away a number of times while I was watching that match just because I was making food and I really didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But honest to God, that's probably Carmella's best match that she ever had on TV.
The Bianca one just now?
Yeah.
You might agree. And the crowd was pretty into that match. Like, the only problem, like you said, was, man, that match might have been memorable a little bit if there was no commercial. The commercial killed it.
And not even just the commercial. I just feel that, yes, she's improving slightly, but not to the degree of I care about. And again, I think her gimmick is stupid, to be personally honest with you. Yes, you're the most beautiful woman in WWE, and you put on a mask. Okay, who cares?
Yeah,
like,
it's something. It's not very good, and it's classic and whatever. I think it's all right, but it's not. It's nothing. It's not a big thing. But I mean, the only thing I can say is I think it's better than Nikki's, and at least she has something going on, and that's okay. But no, it's nothing really that crazy. But it's certainly better, I think, than the superhero thing.
Now, if she said that I have the most beautiful Botox in all of WWE, I would actually find that not only amusing, but I would actually think that's legit. You know,
I can afford to make myself look perfect. You have to look flawed, and then like stuff like that. Like,
right?
Yeah.
You know, it's no disrespect to her as a person. I'm pretty sure she's a nice woman, but I look for authenticity, and again, she has the capability of being authentic in so many different ways.
Yeah.
But just this avenue,
So,
I mean, this kind of
You're
reminds me.
not a fan of Sasha Banks' hair, then, huh?
Oh, I'll take that any day. And Sailor Moon.
Oh my God, she was fire.
No, but no, I think Carmella in a lot of ways. Here's the thing: she kind of reminds me of like the dashing Cody Rhodes gimmick.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does. It makes sense.
So, I mean, there's other ways and means to get around it, but as of right now, I mean, am I the biggest fan of this current evolution of who she is? Not really, but I guarantee you there's definitely something festering that will come down the road if she still has a job at that point.
Yeah. She's just too hot. She's too hot to fire, Carmella is. What's up, Dan?
How do you think they're going to keep the Elimination Chamber cool enough for them to compete in it, given that it's in Saudi and it's outside?
Well, it'll be outside. Why, you think it's going to be...
Well, it's going to be hot. And it's
How hot is it going to be?
Well, basically from what I've read, I mean, normally it can get hot, but also remember, when you're in the desert at night, it can get pretty cool.
Huh.
It could get cool.
Oh, that's right. I remember the rope slipping a couple years ago. You're right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So, and they're going to have a structure. Like, for those who have never really seen an outdoor show and how they can have a structure hanging, they have a structure where the Titantron is, and literally kissing the Titantron underneath it is basically where the cage is going to be lowered from.
Okay. I'm sure there's going to be some AC.
Yeah. If you remember WrestleMania, I think it was 28, where it was Hunter and Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. It basically what it was this huge Titantron, and as the Titantron went black, you saw the cage coming down. Right, as everything was going out, so you could actually see the cage from a visual standpoint on the camera.
Yeah, but it had the metal grates on the outside, the ring, and it's all metal and shit. So I'm curious, how do you think they're going to keep that cool? Because metal gets hot real fast in the heat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it's going to
they'll have machines.
That's not going to be, the metal's not going to be that hot. I mean, it's not like the sun's out. If the sun was beaming down on it, then I know what you're talking about. It'll just be warm. It'll be hot outside, but the metal's not going to burn anybody or something. If that's what you're trying to say.
I mean, because Riddle wrestles barefoot. That's what I'm saying now.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be all right. If the sun was out there, I'd be worried.
Yeah. I mean, luckily enough, they're doing it in the evening. Unfortunate for us, because we're in the United States, and you and me, Joe, we're on the East Coast. It's going to be during noon or 1 o'clock, afternoon, which kind of sucks. But
yeah, it does suck. But hey, it's something, man. I'll be right back. I'm going to play some donos, and we'll be back to continue this in 1 second. We got thanks to everybody for being out here on the call. We'll be right back with you guys in a second. Let me play the donos and see what you guys are saying in the chat. Super chat party.
All hail Mont Santiago and God Joe Cronin way yes.
Thank you. Thank you, baby. Right now, Vince McMahon's shriveled penis is exploding with... Oh, shit! What the hell? Oh, my God! It's another one! What the... Who's this? JD Venom! Holy shit!
Donators gone. Where are the Himmel gods? Where are all my demons to help me fund the show? Isn't there a rich white knight who can help me with my greed? I dream of what my need, my children need to feed. Oh, I need a dono. I'm holding out for a sandwich till the end of the night. And sandwich. My children need to eat. I got 3. And I could lose my house if the green don't come down. So please donate to me. A dono. I need a dono. Oh, not a no. I need a dono. I need a dono. And it's gotta be big and it's gotta be large. It's gotta be a lot of fucking dough. I need a dono. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. And he's gotta have cash and he's gotta have cash. It's gonna rain on my ass. I need the money. And it's gotta come down and it's gotta be now. Or I could lose my house. I need a dono. I'm holding out for a dono till the end of the night. And it's gotta be fast and it's gotta be fast. Drop those honey's on my ass. I need a dono. Please give me a dono or a sandwich. Man, this got blocked. Here it comes. Let's go, baby. Who's ready to get wet, wild, and nasty? I know one thing. I want to use my nut butter and all over Lita's hole. Talk about cream filling. Anyway, I hope Nyla dies in an oil fire accident. Oh my God, what the fuck?
I'm coming for you.
Oh my God, JD Venom! Oh my God, JD Venom drops a $70 fucking savage bomb. I'm like trying to get through reading that. Oh my God. Let me just put that in the fucking text read thing. Oh my God, dude. What the fuck, bro? Oh my God. All right. Let's just put it in the thing so I can read it because I can't get through it. All right, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, JD Venom dropping $70. That's 3 tonight. The brand new $70 donation.
Let's go, baby. Who is ready to get wet, wild, and nasty? I know one thing. I wanna use my nut batter and it all over Lita's hole. Talk about cream filling. Anyway, I hope Nyla dies in a oil fire accident. Have a good show, Joe.
Yeah. Oh my God, JD Venom, one of the biggest supporters in the history. A dono bomb. A big bomb. Oh my God. What a huge one. Whew. Well, that's 3, so we have 3 tied up, baby. It's sandwich time, baby. That's 3 sandwiches tonight. We got 3 sandwiches coming in. Fucking unbelievable. 3 fucking sandwiches, bro. You understand that? I did not expect 3 of them tonight. I'll tell you that. I thought, maybe one person might give it a try. But God damn it, bro. We're going for sandwiches tonight. We're going for a whole bunch of sandwiches tonight. Holy shit. Somebody get the fucking tally up on the board right now. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh shit, I just froze my screen, I think. Let me see if I can fix it. There we go, I fixed it. All right. Boom. Here we go. I can't believe that, man, but we got 3, count them, 3 full-on $70 sandwiches. 3 on the menu tonight. Unfucking believable from you guys. Listen, don't be mad. At least you're supporting the show.
And at least you guys care to keep the show on the air. And, you know, I can buy groceries for my kids' school tomorrow. So this is great. Talk about sandwiches. They're going to get milk and fucking cookies, and they're going to be able to go to lunch tomorrow. It's going to be great. Uh-oh, someone got sniped. Life is about 3 booze, bongs, and baby batter. What the fuck is Breakup Google now talking about? JD Venom, thank you for the 70, man. JD Venom.
Shit bomb.
Let's go to the other donos.
I like Theory. I don't like selfie gimmick, though. I'd give him something better.
Yeah.
Speaking of guys who need to pan out, how many times do I need to see Veer's vignettes? Did I really have to see Otis in a wetsuit looking thing? He looks like Chris Farley.
Yeah, he kind of does look like Chris Farley. And earlier I said he kind of looked like Tommy, and so, you know, that makes sense. Shout out to Jay Swiss for 33 months subscribed on my Twitch. And Diverse. Shout out to Diverse, man. Diverse, thank you so much for becoming a $5 shit bum. Appreciate that, man. I think you're right. You know, I think the selfie gimmick is a nice intro, and I think it's going to go away. I think it's like when John Cena first came on the scene with the Thugonomics thing. It was like, whatever, like that was weird to me always. And he really went from a lower card, like, yo, I got this Thugonomics gimmick, and it was like stupid. I didn't really like it, ever. I know some people did, but I didn't. And when he started taking it more seriously, he got to this next level. And so I think Austin Theory is similar. It's like he's doing this prickish selfie thing, but eventually I think that will potentially fizzle out. And he'll just get to this next level that he's so good and serious that that's a distant memory. So I think you're really right overall when it comes to that. Diverse, thank you, Diverse.
Shit bomb.
Here comes DWELSH.
WWE keeps saying Veer is coming. Yet he had a dark match before all went on air on USA. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Veer is coming. He was coming to the Dark show earlier today. Yeah, he was coming to the fucking Dark match before the show started. I think everybody and their mother sent me a video of Veer and pictures of Veer. And I got to be honest, DWELSH, and thank you, DWELSH. Congrats on the move, and congrats on the job, DWELSH. Love you. I got to be honest, you know, Veer looked like a fucking generic lobster. Fuck, man, I guess we got to put top dono. Let me fix this, because now we're getting too many people on the board here. This is actually crazy. We'll go Santiago. We'll go Shell. And we'll go JD Venom. $70. Top donators. There they all are. Fuck, man. 3 of you guys dropped the dono sandwich. I can't believe that, man. Thank you, guys. That's crazy. First time tonight. That $70 pops me, bro. I love that fucking song. And I'm a fucking mark for myself. All the fucking goddamn podcasters are.
Wish The Rock could have came back.
Yeah. I know we all do. I mean, Antoine Richardson, thank you so much for that dono, man. I wish I could see The Rock. He would spark my interest a bit, you know? He would get me going. I mean, The Rock and Stone Cold, they're like the only ones. You know, unless it was Hogan in his heyday and Shawn Michaels. All those guys, really. But, I mean, just The Rock and Stone Cold. Whenever they can't come out, even just to host something, you get excited. You get excited at the idea of The Rock coming out, The Rock having a microphone. I get excited about Stone Cold. I got a little bit excited about Cena, but not really. Because Cena's just like, what an entrance, here he is. But then once he starts speaking, you're like, oh. But then you also realize that Cena, if Cena comes out and cuts a promo, you know that's going to be the best promo in the company. And I don't even like Cena's promos that much, but he's just that much better than anybody on the roster. And certainly The Rock, if he comes out, he's like the #1 promo ever. And if Stone Cold comes out, you know that's going to be a good promo. Because there's so much conviction and clout with these guys and charisma. It's off the chart. It's so noticeable. So yeah, man, trust me, I am right there with you. I miss the goddamn Rock, Antoine. Thank you for the $1.99, man. Thank you very much for doing that.
Super chat party.
Here comes Bradley S. What up, Bradley?
Oh, yeah?
Since when was the riddle, Otis match to get into the Elimination Chamber? There was no mention of that being a qualifier at all.
You know what? I didn't hear that either, and I got to be honest, I assumed that I wasn't paying attention. I didn't go back and look. What happened to Lodo, man? You guys getting a fight with Lodo in the chat? What up, Lodo? Call the show, man, if you want to say your thing. You okay? What happened? Bradley, thank you, man. Yeah, I Bradley, I thought the same thing, but I thought I just wasn't paying attention. So if you're telling me that there's an issue, fuck, I don't know. I didn't know about that. I had no clue. I just figured they mentioned it and I missed it. And I assumed that, I just missed that. But if they really didn't say that, that is very, it's not, is it really that surprising though? That doesn't surprise you that much, does it? Of course not. They're ridiculous. As always. Santiago, Shell and JD Venom with the $70 top dono. The new $70 donation. Hopefully people like it. But, I wouldn't put it past WWE to just fuck that up. Of course. They always do it. And, honestly, sometimes we screw it up too. They do the right thing and we don't notice it's wrong. But they're wrong so many times, it's hard to, that's like the boy who cried wolf sometimes. You believe someone if they tell you that WWE didn't do it right. Hey, shout out to the $25 producers on Patreon, man. Real quick, Back to the Future 3, Craig Dubbies, Red Poison, Alan Stober, Shell, J-Man from KC, man. I'm sorry about your 49ers, man. That was a rough one. I think I tweeted you something about it. I felt bad, especially looking at you hyped up with your daughter, man. I'm sorry you guys lost, bro. Bengals in the Super Bowl. Colonel Stutters, Dion Edwards, Jake Leonard, Guzzy617, Guzzle. Cold Brew Crew, Sith Negan. The King, man, the Emperor, Sith Negan, over 36 months, $100 patron, has single-handedly saved this show multiple times, and that's not a joke. Thank you to Sith. Nikki J, the Weed God. God. Drew Bar 100, CJ Rella, Matt Rossmeyer, my tag team partner in attacking people on Twitter, Jason Tarr, Khalil Bama, and of course the man, the OGs, JD Venom and Star Scream. And there may be another person here that has joined recently. I think A. O'Donnell signed up the other day for the $25 producer spot. He's back. So Mr. O'Donnell, thank you for becoming a $25 producer and helping us keep doing the things we do here. Shout out to Northern Sky, who became a patron, and to it is O'Donnell. So O'Donnell, thank you, man. You beast. Also to MWM, who became a $10 VIP. And remember, if you're on Patreon, you should have a Discord link. If you don't have the Discord link on Patreon, please hit me up. And to John McDonald, who became a patron as well. There we go. I think I shouted out everybody. I got them all. Shall we continue? Is Bradley S again?
Super chat party!
Super chat me.
Speaking of having an audience, do you know that on Rick Boog's personal YouTube account he gets 200K plus views of every video he puts up? Love him.
Damn, are you serious? He must be popular enough to do that. That's wild. I got my channel to where it is almost all on my own. I got to be honest, I'm a salty bastard when it comes to these guys. They get to be on WWE, then they all create social medias and they get huge followings because they were known on TV. Fucking irritates me. I don't know. I'm a jealous piece of shit.
Looks like my little lass.
Oh my God.
Needs a shaving.
Alexa looked like a tasty snack.
Oh, yeah.
I was getting so hard in my wheelchair. Joe, don't lie, you be happy see me back. Playing my music.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's Lex Luger! It's Lex Luger! He's here at WrestleMania 10! Here he comes! About to come down the aisle. The total package, Lex Luger!
You can feel it here in the arena for Lex Luger. The look in the eyes of Yokozuna's face as he stares into the challenger. Yes, Lex Luger, the total package. From Atlanta, Georgia, he's an all-American hero.
You know, one of the best tag teams that ever came together where they mixed music ever in WWE history. One of the best combinations ever. Lex Luger and the British Bulldog. They had the best combination of theme ever. Dun 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 dun. Remember that? Remember that song? Dun 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 dun. And then they cut into the British Bulldogs. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It was like fucking amazing. It was normally they suck when they mix themes together. They just always blow. It doesn't make any sense. They don't go together. But Lex Luger and the British Bulldogs theme went together. I thought went together beautifully. They really did go together beautifully. I thought that was probably. I'm trying to think of if anybody out there knows, any wrestling fans, anybody here. If you guys have one that's better, or if you can think of one maybe that combines better. But I think the Bulldogs with Lex Luger's was the best. And maybe we can get that to play just the point where they collide into each other without a copyright happening, hopefully. I don't know. And Lex Luger. What were they called? What were they called? The Allied Powers. The Allied Powers. Yeah, listen, this was a great mix. Let's see if we can get it. Oh, here it is. Listen to this. Oh, here it is, right? Wow, listen to that. Then it goes into Lex. Lex Luger. Now it's going to go back to British Bulldog. Here it comes. I'm telling you, that's fucking awesome. That is the best mix combination, dude. That felt like, the weird thing is they didn't last long together as a tag team. But dude, they should have been a hit for years with that music if Lex Luger hadn't jumped ship. Because that theme was fire. I was like, let's go. This driving, awesome music that I'm sure Jim Johnston probably produced. That was great. And I don't think Veer is ever coming, to be honest. Ever. Again. Yo, what's up, Sith? What's up, Shell? Thanks to the mods who are always helping me out. Sorry you guys have to deal with all the shit you deal with. Derek Hance, poor guy, was under fucking attack the other day. Thank you to Derek Hance, Shell, and Sith Negan, and everybody, all the mods, man. Thank you guys for doing your best, too. I know that a lot of you guys are like, you try to do your best that what you think I would want to happen as far as, and you guys are pretty goddamn flawless. Over the years, there's been sometimes trouble where because I feel bad having to say to a mod like, hey, don't do this, or, don't worry about that, or whatever. I know they're attacking you, but don't worry, And I feel bad, especially when they're big supporters. But you guys have been so good, man. The moderation on my channel has never been better. There's never, almost ever an issue. Like, and once in a blue moon, somebody says like, hey, I got banned or whatever, and we talk about why and we figure it out. I just randomly wanted to bring that up. You guys are usually very, very good. I can't believe how good the modding is at this point, where everybody times people out the right way, and if they have to time out a bunch, and You know, and that gives me enough time too to look and be like, all right, this guy kept doing it. They timed him out 5 times, and now they banned him. Well, fuck him. You know, like, so it's like, you guys have been really good. I just want to bring that up, especially with all the bullshit you guys face. You know what I mean? All the shit that I deal with on behind the scenes, you wouldn't even fucking believe the shit I deal with. But you guys do a really good job of keeping your cool and you know what I mean, not being mad at me. So thank you for that. And I do my best to try to keep shit steered the right way, but that kind of didn't do a good job of that last couple of shows. At the very end of the shows, you did an 11-hour show. Everything was good until the last hour. Sometimes Joe has a breakdown though. Eventually, JJ says that there was a tag team with nice Midnight Express theme song. I don't remember that one. If I heard it, I bet I would remember it. It was 95, yeah, their run together. The Gunning Bear, 1991, it was 95. Remember they faced a lot of the Jacob at WrestleMania 11. They faced like Jebediah and Jacob or whatever they were, the Blues Brothers or Jacob and Eli Blue. That's what it was. What were they called? Do you guys remember their name? I don't remember their name anymore. They were the Jacob and Eli Blue. Maybe they were just the Blue Brothers, but that's like the Blues Brothers. I feel like they wouldn't do that. But they wrestled I think at Mania 11. That's the only Mania I think we heard that theme song. You know, not the theme songs are the end all be all, but you know, hey, you guys, I'm back. I'm back. You guys. I figured rather than make you listen to all the donos forever, like I'd jump out and I do a couple other things. But I'm back. I'm back.
Good, brother.
Welcome,
my friend.
Welcome back, baby. What's up? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here, but I know that I don't know, like, so I don't know about this. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. I haven't researched it, and quite honestly, in the past, Jake would just tell me, so I never would have to think about some of these things. But is after Elimination Chamber, there's one more pay-per-view before Mania, right? Do we know that? I mean, I'm sure I can look at their website right now and figure it out.
Yeah. Check the website. I think
There should be a calendar.
There may be one in March. I could be wrong about that, but if there isn't one in March, most likely this will be the last one before Mania, which is in April.
Isn't it Fastlane?
Yo.
Oh, maybe.
I was about to say, what happened to Fastlane?
Yeah. Fastlane, Roadblock, or as Joe called it, Shit Lane.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do a Roadblock again, but I mean, I thought there was definitely something else. Well, I'm gonna look it up right now. We're gonna know in a second.
Now,
yeah.
Do you think that so everybody that's going to Elimination Chamber is going to Saudi, right? Now, not like before where you would have to volunteer to get like a stack of money just to go. Do you think a lot of that shit hindered a lot of stuff that is going to go on after Saudi?
I think it's still a volunteer because again, no, because remember at the time when everything was going down, I mean, Daniel Bryan didn't want to go. A lot of the women couldn't go. Now the women are accepted there now if they wrestle, you know, with long sleeves and long.
So you think, people are just still,
jeans, but, yeah, I think honestly, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. But again, you also miss out on a potential payday.
Yeah, it's such a payday now. That's the big thing is it's such a payday. It's hard to say no to, you know, I don't know what they're paying. It's got to be between $5,000 and $15,000, $20,000 somewhere in there. So
Jericho said it's like it's over. It's double, or you know what I'm saying?
It's like double what you normally get. So if you normally get $1,500 to $3,500, you know, you're looking at maybe $10,000-$15,000.
Yeah, and of course, if you work on top, most likely you're getting like a good percentage of the gross of the buys that people get on whether it be Peacock or even pay-per-view.
Now, I'm looking at the pay-per-view lineup of premium live events, as they call it, and I see Rumble, Mania, Extreme Rules, Backlash, which they're calling Backlash WrestleMania, but that was last year. But I don't know. Like, look at this lineup. Like, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Extreme Rules, Backlash, WrestleMania, Super Showdown, Elimination Chamber, Clash of Champions, SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, Hell in a Cell, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, TLC. So there's no announcement yet of a Fastlane.
Wasn't even at TLC last year. What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, there was no TLC.
Well, let me look up tickets. Or tickets would be on sale, I would think, maybe for it.
Yeah, and also, Joe, remember, I believe they moved Hell in a Cell to June. It's not going to be in October anymore.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, back to June. Yeah, that's when like Mick Foley went off the cage in '98.
Yeah.
Back to June. It was my birthday when he went off the cage.
Yeah, and I believe Money in the Bank would. I don't know if they took it away at all, but it could be in July. They may put it in May because I do remember that they had the Money in the Bank in May during the pandemic, or like the start of the pandemic.
There's no other show. That's it. It's Elimination Chamber and then WrestleMania. That's it.
So March is pretty much a free month for experimentation to be done and to pretty much book what's going to happen the first week of April.
Yeah, Here it is. I've got it rostered. Let's see. The Rumble was January 29th. Elimination Chamber is February 19th. Then April 2nd and 3rd is Mania. So, and then May 8th is to be announced. June 5th is to be announced. July 2nd is Money in the Bank. July 30th is SummerSlam. Saturday, September 3rd or the 4th is to be announced. October's to be announced. And November is Survivor Series. So,
wow.
Yeah.
There you go. That's crazy. DJ Smith, what up?
Oh.
Just wanted to say hi to him. He's in the chat. There's no donation. I just want to say hi to the
How
guy.
much enthusiasm, Joe?
No, man. He's a long-time guy. I had to give him love.
Rock on.
I got excited.
You always get excited.
I don't know.
When I see...
But, I mean, honestly, why... It makes no sense why they put the Saudi show in the middle of WrestleMania season when there's 4 other to-be-announced pay-per-view areas they could have plugged it into, and it wouldn't have messed with the booking leading up to the biggest part of the
but I don't think I don't think it is messing with the booking. I literally think that so see, that's the thing is I don't think this is messing with the booking because normally they would have had Elimination Chamber here and they would have done Saudi as well. So you would have had that would have messed with booking because you would have been doing this side story over there to get to here. So, but instead you're really doing your stories that you want to do to build to Mania on the way there while doing it. So this, I actually think this is one of the first times. I think the only other time that it was like this was when The Fiend won the title over there, or Seth Rollins or whatever it was. Was that Rollins beating The Fiend, or I forget?
No, Goldberg beat The Fiend over there.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, either way.
I think so,
yeah. Yeah, either way, the bottom line is that somebody changed title over there. So this is one of the first times it's like this matters on the road to WrestleMania. It really matters. So that's pretty crazy. So that's good for us because that means it's going to be important to watch. The one thing that's not good for us is anybody who is going to be at work during the day. Fuck, I could be at work during the day. Right. I could be at work. I might not. I don't know.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Like one of the last Saudi shows I watched on my lunch break sitting at Taco Bell. It was like noon went over here whenever it was going on. So I mean, I guess we just catch the highlights or take the day off.
I mean,
I'll
make the commitment to actually watch it anyway because I know for a fact that because it's going to be what is it on a Friday?
Friday or Saturday, but shit, if it's
Saturday.
You think it's on a Saturday?
It is going to be a Saturday.
Oh, well, that's actually worse for me.
Oh
no.
Well, I mean, again, I'll make ways to actually make it happen because again, I know for a fact that this is going to be it's going to be one of those shows where it's the setup, it's the launch into Mania, and a lot of important events are going to happen here, and also a lot of crappy issues are going to happen on this pay-per-view or this premium event, if you will. So I'll definitely make the commitment of taking one for the team and watching it full way.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can, or I can get out of it somehow, or, whatever the case is. What's the date again? It's March?
No, it's in 3 weeks, so it's definitely going to be late February.
Okay, so it'll be probably February 26th. Or, yeah, probably February 26th. Actually, I got the thing right here. Hold on. March, blah, 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 blah.
February 19th.
Okay.
19th.
All right. Oh, that's actually not bad. I actually will be here for that. That's great. I'm Monday through Friday for the next 2 weeks. So that actually, boom. Next week and the week after. All right, so I'll be able to do it. Yay. Like, oh, my God. That excites me. I was getting worried. I don't know, something about going in the middle of the show would be nice.
Let's see what else is going on. Joseph, what's up, man? Well, DWELSH will eat your head open. He'll crack your head open and eat it, so you better be careful. Break up Google now. Stacy Keibler sucked? Oh, I bet she did. She probably bent over, too. Friday SmackDown. Do you think SmackDown's going to be better than Raw tonight?
Yes.
I agree. I think it'll be.
Yes. It's a 2-hour show, and the pacing of it has always been good. And, you know, whoever paces the show, it always deserves a round of applause. And I'm not talking about the writers, more so just the producers. And, yeah, I think this is actually going to be a good balance show. And I think by the time we watch Rampage right after the fact, it's just going to be even better. You know, at least this coming Friday, because we have a new TNT champion, and Sammy Guevara is the undisputed TNT champion. And we're most likely see a title defense. We're going to see some other matches. And who knows, we might see Hook. Probably a lot faster than we see Veer Mahan.
Do you think... wait a minute. Who is Hook facing on Rampage?
I'm going to have to look that up right now, actually.
I don't know who Hook is facing. They might not have announced it. But is he on Goldberg pace here? Like, is this not... Like, are they counting... Has anyone noticed if they're counting Hook's matches? Like he... Like,
oh, yeah. They do it for everybody every week. You know, the wins and loss records, they always post that when they post their names on TV.
But so I wonder if they're giving Hook wins on other like dark matches we didn't see, or on AEW Dark.
Oh, yeah, Dark and Elevation. Yeah, absolutely they are.
Okay.
And but again, who do you think is going to be the first person that's actually going to give him an L? That's going to give him his first loss?
Well, I think he'll hit some kind of milestone first, like that's celebrated. Like I think they're going to try to get to, let's say, like whatever the number is, 50, 100, something like that. You know, and I don't know what that number is. I'd go for 100. How many? I don't remember how many wins Goldberg had anymore. I don't remember, but
it was
365.
What?
I would have him win 365 days a year.
Oh my!
For 1 year.
He had to wrestle every day.
What is the I don't get it with Hook. Can somebody explain it to me? I don't get it.
They want you to get it. They're just telling you he's awesome. They want the girls. They want to bring in the younger people. They're trying to see if they can do something.
When you look at Goldberg, he looks like a behemoth. You look at Hook, it looks like he needs to eat
looks
something.
like someone's grandfather.
Yeah,
on
but
roids.
can you go, do me a favor? Go look at Conor McGregor. What does Conor McGregor look like?
Okay, but you look at Conor McGregor, he's got the tats. He looks like he's me. Hook looks like he's some gay boy's jerk-off dream. That's what he looks
so
like.
you don't like that? Okay, I get. So you just, and I get it. That I'll give you that maybe Conor McGregor looks a little tougher, I guess. But Conor McGregor's older, and I'm sure he is tougher, to be honest. But that's the point, though, is that girls love Conor McGregor. Girls would like Hook, and he's the more pretty boy version of Conor McGregor, which I get. You're gonna have more. That's not going to appeal as much to some of the guy audience. But there's something there. Look at Shawn Michaels. It's Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels didn't really.
Well, yeah, I mean.
He's got a heart tattoo, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and Joe,
somebody from like Street Fighter or like King of Fighters. This guy is like deadly, man.
Joe, I've said this before many times. I always use Bruce Lee as an example. At first, you don't think he's a badass, but then all of a sudden, he doesn't have to prove that he's a badass because he knows he's a badass by being a badass.
Yeah, and
badass.
He's got that look, he's got that sort of. It's sort of like if Shawn Michaels and Conor McGregor had a baby, but like with maybe one other guy added to that. It's like Goldberg, Shawn Michaels, and McGregor had a baby. That's like what Hook is. This guy is supposed to come out and be this MMA type of whatever.
I see how he would appeal for a different kind of fan, but for me, I'm changing the channel. All I see is a stupid-looking haircut, and I don't get it. It's just not for me.
I don't know.
And that's okay. Not everything has to be.
Well,
I'm not asking for that.
I'm not a big fan of when people say like, "Oh, it wasn't made for you," that sort of thing. I'm not always a big fan of saying that, but it sort of is like that. He's supposed to be this tough little prick. Guy. Like let me look at him real quick. I'm taking a look at him.
He's the second coming of Taz, with a different hairstyle and a different size of the look. 'Cause remember, Taz was a lot bigger than
Taz.
He's pretty boy
Taz
Taz.
had an ambiance to him. Taz had an attitude. Hook just comes out there and poses around like some pretty boy, wanting to Shawn Michaels like this. Different apples and oranges to me.
He's kind of like Jake Paul in that thing too. It's that whole thing. They're trying to go for that like our very own Jake Paul. I like what they're doing. I gotta tell you, I like it. I like what they're doing because I think it's a smart idea to try to appeal to people. I think some guys will like them, some guys won't, but I think all the girls will like them.
Right.
Absolutely. And remember what happens when the girls come, the men will follow.
Usually,
Always.
When he gets in there with who does he wrestle? The guy with the Del Sol or whatever his name is.
Oh, Fuego.
Yeah, he gets in there with him a little while back, and he does the drop toe hold. That looks great. He wrestles hard. Like, if you watch him, even though he looks soft, he's got these huge Greco-Roman type of throws that he does. Like, so if you can kind of, like, step around the whole douchebag fucking, like, he looks like he should have been in the Newsies movie, you know what I mean? A porcelain tub with boiling water. Like, he looks just like that sort of thing. You want to slap him if you're a guy. But you know, he is intense, and I don't get the hype yet. I'm not a big, like, you haven't heard me talking. I haven't talked a lot about him yet because I'm not bought in yet to the hype, but I think I might eventually. So, and they are trying to make him tough, and like this boxer, MMA, Jake Paul meets all those things we just talked about, and I think that, you know, I think they got something going on with that, you know, and people were, you know, they're talking about him one way or the other, and I think he's pretty good. I think he's obviously overhyped, but that's what they're doing. They're trying to, you know, make you believe he's this big thing. And if you haven't bought in yet, you're gonna look at it like, oh, you know, whatever, Hook. I don't really fucking.
It remains Riddle.
What about Riddle?
I think Hook is AEW's answer to Riddle.
Yeah, he's a little bit like Riddle, although Riddle now in the WWE is kind of just a big comedy act, you know.
Yeah, but. I think that Hook could be like what Riddle could be if WWE took Riddle seriously.
And I don't know if Hook's done anything like that, but I think, you know, Matt Riddle's definitely a little more put together, has a bigger moveset, from what I've seen. Maybe Hook does some things I don't know about, but I haven't seen Hook. Hook is a very young looking, like, he's very young looking.
Yeah, he's like, what, 22, 24, something like that?
Right. And you think about guys who look young, like Jungle Boy, like Jungle Boy maybe. Like, some girls might like Jungle Boy, but he's a little bit, you know, got the very long hair. I mean, some girls I bet like him, but he's a little small. Hook is bigger.
Well, he's got his girlfriend in the Dark Order, so, like, again, he's doing pretty good for himself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but and you know, like the little guy, what's his face?
Oh, John Silver.
No, but just all the guys. I don't think
you're
there's.
talking about the other guy.
Yeah,
the other guy that was Jungle Boy and
the midget.
The dinosaur dude.
Marco
Stunt.
Marco Stunt. Yeah,
yes, like a lot of girls. You know, this is a guy that I think girls can, like, younger girls can get into, and they're trying to get that audience.
Didn't they not re-sign Marco Stunt?
That's the rumor, and we don't know yet if he's not coming back or coming back. But either way, it doesn't look like he might. Although he went on social media, I thought, and said something like that they're working on something, maybe, but you know, I don't know.
They're trying to come to a deal.
He's not. Unfortunately for him, you know, this was his moment. I don't think there's much else, you know, that you can do.
I was going to say, what else can he do that he hasn't already done for AEW?
Right.
He's
been wrestling for like 6 years.
I like him, and I like him as, like, I think he's a fun dude and whatever, but I don't know, he isn't, you know, it's like,
you know what, he could fucking come out. Actually, he came out with an album recently. He could go on tour doing that.
I mean, I hope so, because I don't think he's long for wrestling. You know, the indies.
But he says it says he's still currently signed up AEW. So
yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just, you know, they signed him again, but it was a low contract. It was like, here's 40,000, here's 30,000. And then he can go on the indie scene. He can go do autograph things, and then he can put out his music. So the guy can make, you know, $50,000 to $100,000 a year. You know what I mean? Living kind of the carny life, which is great. That's not bad. I'd live it. You know, that's not a bad thing.
It's a good thing. But
that, and he could still take independent bookings too, so he could still make money.
wow, look at Hook throw fucking.
Delinquent! Hey, I'm talking to you!
That's his former
Oh, you're
t-shirt.
tough now, huh? Like last time, you're gonna try to sucker punch me, huh? You're gonna try. I'm ready now. I ain't no gun.
Look at Hook.
That's a tough landing right there, QT.
Yeah, he does a lot of over the arm throws and Greco-Roman throws and Taz type of shit, while looking like Jake Paul and like fucking the new Barbie doll like boyfriend or something. So
he looks like a guy from Street Fighter. Or
yeah,
King of
like
Fighters,
yes, like I actually
He kind of looks like Ken from Street Fighter.
yeah.
I'm leaning more towards like King of Fighters, somebody with that Thai background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when he squares up, he squares like with his arms like he's that dude from Street Fighter.
It feels like he's a character, and I got to be honest, like he seems more believable even than Orange Cassidy. Like he seems like if I saw Hook in there against at this point, imagine Hook in the ring with somebody legitimate, right? At this point, like imagine Hook getting in the ring with CM Punk. That will be a big thing because what they've done is they've had him win every match he's faced anybody. And so when you now see this guy who's on a roll, who just can't lose, and he's kicking people's asses, but now he's standing in the ring with Jericho, CM Punk, or Cody Rhodes, or any of those type of people, you're like, what's going to happen? This is how you build somebody in something. So
absolutely.
That's why I give a thumbs up to it, other than, whatever, the look and the appeal. It's something about it's working, and I'm late to the party, and I'm going to be late to the party, but I think it's working.
And again, regardless of how people feel about him in the negative way or don't get it, at the end of the day, he's getting a reaction.
Right, from the people that do want to get it or want to be a part of it, they are those people are
all
reacting.
The girls like him, and then like all the dudes want to be like almost like him because of how fucking over he was over that,
or hate him,
hooker.
or guys hate him.
Hate
That's
him.
even
Yeah,
fine. That's fine. If there's like 20% of guys are screaming that they hope they get his face punched in, they call him bad words, and 20% of the guys are cheering for the guy, and then all the girls are cheering for him. I mean, that works out.
Ultimately, if you don't get a reaction, that's when the audience not only doesn't care, but you shouldn't be on TV.
Well, yeah, obviously. Right. But it happened after he went to the strip club, and that thing went viral. That 4-second video. That's when everybody started saying, "This guy's."
Do you think they did that on purpose? Because remember what we've been saying all along, that AEW needs a guy who can become a GIF or a meme or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like we've been saying that for a long time. Like they need a guy to blow up on TikTok, become a meme, whatever. And when they sent that picture of him around, like almost eating a girl's ass or whatever it was like,
dude, that was great. That's why everybody was after.
Yeah,
that.
they want that Conor McGregor, Jake Paul, whatever. And dude, their best dream is that people like that see him, right? Can you imagine Jake Paul and Logan Paul seeing this guy and being like, "Man, I like that Hook guy over there," and then they want to work with him? That's what they want. They're hoping he appeals to those type of guys. And imagine that, dude. I know that WWE has a working thing with the Paul brothers first, and that's a problem, but that's a major problem for AEW because if they had gotten that...
Wait, WWE had something with the Paul brothers?
Where have you been?
Oh, right.
Six to say, they've both been on the shows multiple times.
I thought that was a good joke or something.
You thought you thought when you saw them on WWE that it was a joke? What do you
Jake
mean?
Paul was at the last WrestleMania doing stuff with Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I guess they're not grandfathered into like they couldn't go to AEW, but they've got some kind of working relationship with WWE, so chances are they're gonna stick with WWE, not AEW. But hopefully that for AEW that doesn't happen. Don't let your memes become dreams in the chat. That's pretty funny.
That's a t-shirt.
That would have been Velveteen Dream's t-shirt.
Velveteen Cream.
That is the biggest
His t-shirt has a big red dot in the middle of it because he can't live near a school.
Oh.
That's all.
Now he came out yesterday and said that they never found anything the other day in an interview.
Yeah, okay.
Because he swallowed all the evidence.
He swallowed all the evidence. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. Whoa. I that breaks. I gotta be honest.
Why? But I thought he said elephant ants. I don't know why. Did you say elephant ants?
I'll have what
On
you're
accident?
saying, dude.
I know, dude. Dude. You rewind that shit. I swear to God.
Shit. Yeah, I probably
Fuck
said it like
it.
slurring.
That kind of breaks my heart, man, because I really, I was locked in on telling everybody that Velveteen Dream's going to come to the main roster. I thought Velveteen Dream was going to be the hook of WWE on the main roster, and I am shocked that the guy got let go about, messaging kids maybe because of that, which is weird, and that's part of really why he was let go, and he never got to the main roster. I can't even believe that. If you told me that was in the cards of the top 5 things, what do you think's going to happen? It's like I wouldn't even consider that at all. I can't believe. Like, there's an alternate reality to me right now where he's the fucking WWE World Champion. I'm shocked that happened, and I don't know, man. That just absolutely sucks. Because he was awesome, unless he really did stuff with kids, and then he's fuck him. But
I mean, again, the same thing with like Marty Scurll. Like, apparently he was with somebody who was underage, and again,
Yeah.
I don't know what I know he's still active as a wrestler. I don't know. I don't think any major company still has him yet.
You know what though? I don't like him. I think he's a midget fuck, and I don't care about him. He bored the shit out of me every time I saw him. He just looked like another generic little guy, other than his little umbrella thing and everything else. But Velveteen Dream, to me, that harnessing of the legends of Hulk Hogan and like Macho Man almost moved into his own charisma, and the fact that he was kind of doing it to almost get back at Hogan because Hogan said he wasn't going to be anything. Oh, when I found that out, that was when I really fell in love with it. Because I was like, man, they're really making this guy like, he's like a Rick Rude, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man throwback. It's so crazy, but it works.
I get it.
Yeah, he was so good at it. But when he said Hogan lit a fire in me when I heard him say that to me, and then they played the clip of Hogan giving him negative stuff. I was like,
even more so with Vince. Like, I remember the first time he like did the deal, and he had Vince McMahon on his tights, and Vince was not aware of that.
Right.
I mean, that to me was more of a in your face type of a deal where it's like, hey, I'm the guy.
Yes.
I mean, again, it's one thing to knock Hogan, it's another thing to knock Vince.
Yeah, and just putting that whole thing on there, like, fuck you, like, look at this, like that was great, and his entrance and his vibe. And then they kind of messed him up a little bit in NXT. I thought went the wrong direction with him, but then it was like, all right, but he's going to come up to the main roster soon, and then it was all over all of a sudden. So yeah, dude, I'm so shocked about that. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand it. I wish. What if the kid thing wasn't real? Like, no, it didn't happen. Like, would he really be gone right now?
Well, again, I mean, this is what happened with Enzo. I mean, what happened with Enzo? I mean, like, again, like, it was proven that, he was, innocent. And unfortunately, did it make his relationship with the locker room that much closer? No. But Enzo was a different type of person. When it comes to Velveteen Dream,
witch.
Well, I get it. It's like the aspect of like, can this guy be redeemable? I mean, again, I've seen worst case scenarios where we've had porn stars in the Hall of Fame and they're still in the Hall of Fame, and yet superstar Billy Graham, as much as he's talked bad about the WWE, is not in the Hall of Fame. So,
right, yeah, I
the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well, the Hall of Fame means nothing. It's can we make a little bit more money off of your name, inducting you, have you come out on WrestleMania night, and we might give you 2 seconds on Raw the night after, and then we never
had a Hall of Fame. I think that was more legit than the WWE one.
Which one?
The Ring of Honor Hall of Fame just happened.
Oh, probably is. I mean, in a way, it probably is. I'm sure it doesn't have the legends that WWE does necessarily, but I'm sure it's more. I mean, the WWE Hall of Fame is a mix of 2 things: entertainment gimmick, and legitimacy. Like, legitimately, a legitimate Hall of Fame with a lot of legitimate people, and also the ability to be gimmicky. So I don't mind that they're. I just wish they would. Now they do have a celebrity wing, right? They mentioned celebrity wing, so
they have one every year.
Yeah, so that puts my mind a little bit at ease. That there's a distinguishment. It's they're distinguishing between the two. I would hope that maybe the rings would be different or something. But I mean, in the end, I don't care. Who cares?
Insider rings.
Yeah, I don't care. We know who legends are, And even baseball, the Baseball Hall of Fame has been fairly delegitimized by everything.
Yeah, I mean, again, most Hall of Fames, I'm going to just mention it just for the sake of mentioning it, but Meltzer's Hall of Fame is based off the Baseball Hall of Fame in terms of how things are orderly and stuff like that. But for me personally, it's like every Hall of Fame has its, crappy way of doing things. And also it can be bullshit. I mean, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is complete BS. Because there's so many bands and artists that are never recognized, or Rolling Stone just didn't like him for whatever reason. And I mean, again, there's bands like Thin Lizzy, Toto, a lot of metal bands that are not recognized. But one day will they be?
The fact that Ted Nugent is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, whenever that man is one of the best on guitar. Stranglehold alone is one of the most recognizable songs ever. The fact that he's not in there because of his political belief is proof that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is bullshit.
Well, that's the problem.
Well, I mean, again,
I
know that his personal life and his music life, again, two completely different things. But even so, it's like, again, are you gonna, especially when it comes down to publicity? Because Joe, you know this. Anytime when you do a Hall of Fame, there's all this publicity, especially with the media. So if the media says, okay, we're going to put this guy in a Hall of Fame, and he or she, even though it might have been a distant past, your past still comes back to haunt you in some way, and that may deter certain marketing and promotional people to be a little bit eerie about that.
I agree with you to an extent for sure. Now, but see, what the thing with Ted Nugent is, I don't know, I have a different sort of bend on that. Like, if Ted Nugent did something horrific, I would understand that. But I don't know what Ted Nugent's done other than.
Oh, well, he married an underage kid. I mean, married an underage kid, and by the way, adopted him.
I'm pretty sure that's swept under that is fucking.
You need to do some fact checking on that one. Though.
I mean, Sonny Bono fucked around with Cher when she was
Well, wait
13.
a minute. Let me ask you this. First of all, I got to look that up because I didn't know about that. That's very interesting. I didn't know about that. Yeah. But let me ask you about this. What about Jerry Lewis? Is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes, he is. And yes, he married his cousin.
Yeah. Oh, and he fucked a little kid too. So.
Yeah.
What about Elvis Presley?
Probably did the same.
Well, as much as he fucked, I'm surprised there's not a lot of Elvises around.
Now
look up how young
Priestley's got to be not the only one.
Absolutely, Tex. Absolutely. I mean, I can remember his first wife, I believe, was 18.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Ted Nugent was 30 and something was 17 years old when they first met and became lovers in 1978. Now, 17 is legal in some states. According to the laws of Hawaii, the age of sexual consent is 16, although it is 18 in the USA. The couple could legally marry in Hawaii, but also couldn't because of the age gap between them. How old was he when he hooked up with this girl?
Oh, God, I don't even know. What was it? 70 what was it?
All right, well, he looks like he's maybe older, 28 here, and she's 17.
Well, remember, Hawaii became part of the Union in 1959, I think. So isn't that technically part of the U.S., so it's legal?
Yeah, I get. Well, either way, it was legal because the guy, he would be in jail or whatever if that wasn't. But, 17 is legal in a lot of places. I mean, I don't necessarily condone 17 100%, but I don't think, what's the difference, between 18? What if 18 becomes illegal? And I'm not trying to stick up for him because I personally probably, I can't say, you fall in love with someone, you think they're 19 and they're actually 17. I don't know. But
we also have to take it.
Yeah.
We also have to take into consideration in our generations, in our time, we consider 18 the benchmark, right?
You're
but
right.
My great grandparents, they were 13 and 15 when they got married and had 4 kids by the time my grandmother was 18 years old.
Well, the other thing that matters a lot to me is when they met. Like they met when she was 17. That put that like if they met when she was 14, that would scare me a little bit.
Right.
You know, that would make me think that she was groomed or something. You know, like.
Well, bottom line is, I think that they pick them out, and they just because they've done a lot of good shit, a lot of weird shit too, doesn't mean that they're going to be Hall of Fame ready. Like there's so many people out there. Like look at Eddie Money, look at Meatloaf. Is Meatloaf even in it? Like Jesus Christ.
Nope. No,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going back to wrestling in terms of like Hall of Fames. I mean, Grizzly Smith, that was Jake the Snake Roberts' father. And again, the amount of stuff that you hear about what goes on in Tennessee or in various other places around different parts of the country. I mean, again, this was at a time where Grizzly Smith, he did like younger women, and he most likely cheated on his wife. As a matter of fact, Grizzly was dating
Grizzly
Jake's
Smith did have a boner.
Yeah, well, Grizzly Smith was going out with Jake's grandmother, but ended up having an affair with the daughter, which ended up being Jake's mom.
All right, he was 30 and she was 17. I do think that it's a little bit strange, a little bit.
Oh, I'm not condoning it, and I mean, I'm a man that has 2 teenage daughters. When they're 17 and they want to get married, the answer is no, because that's my personal belief. That's standard. I'm not going to sign off on that, even though they can legally do it at 17. I'm not okay with it. But
if a 30-year-old guy does that, I'm probably kicking his ass. I got to be honest.
Right. Oh, I know you're going to be kicking his ass.
If a 30-year-old
this is like some Jake Roberts shit. All of this.
Yeah.
We just talked about that.
Yeah, and I think if you, not to fucking, I'm not trying to go into fucking, attacking my own people here or anything, but if he was a black guy, I don't know. But how about the guy in who's the guy in Canada who did this stuff or does this stuff now? Drake.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't Drake grooming a
him.
He's grooming a 16-year-old, right? Allegedly.
Drake, Jay-Z, they all did it. Jay-Z and R. Kelly did it.
R. Kelly.
Well, no. I know. Listen, we know R. Kelly fucked underage women. We know that. I'm talking about like the guy Drake. He basically like was grooming somebody who was like 15 or something, and then like now they go out or they did stuff like when she turned 17. I don't know. Somebody in the chat will get it in a minute, I bet. But that
Usher probably touched what's his name, fucking Justin Bieber's ass at the age of 12.
Yeah, if you're 34 and your girl's 21, that's awesome. Like that's perfect. That seems awesome to me. I'm not condemning anybody, by the way. If it's legal in your country and they're 17, I'm not actually condemning that. That's not the worst. That's people who are 17 are fucking they know what they're doing.
The largest age gap I ever dated, I was 28 dating a 21-year-old.
Oh,
and it was. Yeah. It was kind of weird, like my likes were different from hers. The age gap mattered, but I mean, everybody could go to the drink together. So yeah, I mean, it is weird.
Oh, it was Millie Bobby Brown that Drake was reaching out to or whatever.
Bobby Brown.
Well, see, he saw Bobby Brown and he was like, "Oh, I love that." How did Millie Bobby Brown and Drake meet? See? Are they together? They met at the Emmys. Like they're weird, dude. Like it's weird. Remember Celine Dion? That's the weirdest one of all. Like her manager.
Her husband's like fucking 74.
No, he's dead, but he died. But no, her husband was her manager who met her when she was like 14 or 13, and then they got married. It's very weird.
What happened with the Leah and fucking Jay-Z?
Listen, you can become friends with somebody who's younger, and that's not, like that happens. But the Drake thing's weird, I think, from what I don't know. I mean,
hey, can y'all hear me good? Fun now.
Yeah.
Drew said that my mic took the crap about it.
What was that? Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, you sound good. Yeah, I mean it's not the best. Like you sound sometimes rougher than other people, but you don't. It's not. There's nothing you can change about it.
He's a grizzly Texan.
Right.
Right.
You got to get that. Get 40 and 25 is okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, 40 to 25. Yeah, that's all it.
Gotta get that money.
Yeah, that'd be great. When I met Leah, I was, fuck, how old was I? I was 23 and she was 19, or I was 22 and she was 19, maybe. I don't know. Oh no, no, I was older than that. What was I fucking 5, 6, 7? So 3 years. I was 23. I was 23. So Leah was about 20. I met Leah when she was 20 then, and I was 23. So, but if we were younger,
didn't you go to school with her at some point?
Yeah,
like,
but
in high school together?
I was in 11th grade when she was in 9th, I think. So
The reason why they're not in the Hall of Fame is because they're supposed to sacrifice these bitches.
Imagine he cuts them up into pieces.
He's like, he burns it to the fucking rock gods. And now
Speaking of Hall of Fame, and again, this is a Hall of Fame ceremonial attendee that should be in, not necessarily just because she was the best wrestler, or she was like, but she did bring a lot of attention. But since that Brock Lesnar's there, are we going to see Sable anytime soon in this Hall of Fame?
Oh, I don't think so.
And the reason why I asked that is because, again, politically, I don't see the reason necessarily why, but from a superstar standpoint, dude, even at the time when Sable was going at it, she was over. Regardless of whether you agreed with her or not, she was over.
If you have Sunny in your Hall of Fame, you have to have Sable, because she was just as big of a star as Sunny was.
Yeah, and again, I'm not the biggest fan of her work or whatever like that. But again, no, just as somebody who was an independent woman, a strong woman, and was pushing the envelope, and the fact that Vince practically made a bigger star out of her than Mark Marrow, I mean, it says a lot. So
that was hilarious. I mean, for him, it's like, I'm sorry, but
right. Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, even Dusty Rhodes said to Bruce Pritchard at one point, he's just like, man, that brother, he can't work a lick, but he looked like Little Richard Daddy.
Dude, he was great in that.
Oh my God.
That bro can't work a lick.
WCW was good though.
I like
I didn't
that.
mind that. Like I thought he was good back then. WCW.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
The more important person if they go in or not, and that's Vince Russo. I'm putting Vince Russo in the Hall of Fame.
He can't work a lick.
That'd be interesting. His speech. Let me tell you something, bro. What the fuck am I doing here?
Good to be here, bro.
I mean,
Johnny B. Bad.
I like a lot of what he did. I mean,
Johnny
yes,
B.
he had a
Bad.
lot of crap, but which promoter or booker didn't have a ton of garbage along with the good stuff, right? If you don't have Vince Russo, you don't have half of what you had in the Attitude Era. So I think he deserves.
Have they put anyone in like that? Because like they put in JR and King because they were commentators, but did they put in people for like working for the company, whether they were production or creative, or have they already done
They
that?
started doing that production in WWE. They started doing that. That's not the WWE, or what is it? It's not the Warrior title. It's the other one.
The Warrior Award?
No, it's the other
So
one.
it's in Who Gives
No,
a
the
Shit
Warrior
one.
Award's
They
like
haven't like
Andrew.
they don't legitimately put him in. Basically,
They-
they don't like legitimately like JR. They don't do it like that. Basically,
I think they'll put.
Like,
I mean,
you know what I
King's up there. King's on there.
JR is in the Hall of Fame, isn't
yeah, no, I know, I get that, but the way it sounded like, because you were saying it's not the Warrior Word, but it's another one. I thought it was one of those little shit can ones, that they just take 5 minutes and, here you go.
Oh yeah.
And
I remember
or
they-
do they
they got
give them a
this-
speech?
They got
them talk
they
and
did it.
shit, you know
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
did a speech because they gave it to that old seamstress
okay.
that retired.
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
seen it in forever.
Then there was the old
Haven't
promoter
seen
that died.
shit.
That was with
Oh,
that had been
Gagne?
promoting with Vince. No,
Yeah,
he was
Gagne?
like helping Vince promote. He was just Vince's helper.
Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't that Jack
Um,
Tunney?
No.
Wasn't that Jack
No.
Tunney? Because he was a promoter in Canada. He wasn't the actual president of the company, by the way. He was just a character.
No, I don't think it was
Right.
Tunney. It was some dude that was like, shit. He was as tall as Vince. That's all I remember.
Oh, I know what you're
Well,
talking.
people would remember Vince Russo.
It's like 2-3 years ago.
Fucking-
And I was like, who
That'd
the
be
fuck
funny.
is this guy?
Put Jim Johnson in there.
Where's the Fink? He's dead.
Think how he
Yeah, he died a few years ago. I remember exactly when he passed away during during all this. I mean, thank God he got into the Hall of Fame when he was alive. Same thing with Gene Okerlund. But
it's hard to believe that show at that Fan Fest show where I went and I said there's a large sexual object outside Rhode Island, where I did that interview with Maria Canal, everybody, where I interviewed everybody, with Leah. That
I remember that shit.
I got to meet Fink and Mean Gene, and those meant a lot to me.
Oh man!
And so I'm glad I got to meet them.
That Gene shit you did, where he fucking got you. Remember?
He really did, man. I thought he was dying. You know what sold it was his hands being all swollen. His hand being swollen up because his other hand wasn't. One hand was swollen, the other wasn't. And I was looking at that like, oh my god. And then when he went into the I was like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? And I started looking around for what I did
button?
when I was looking for the button. Yeah, but no, I was looking around for fucking where I would go and EMTs and stuff like that.
Bro, Joe, I got
fucking. I have a fucking mark. Go ahead, yeah.
Bro, I'm down in Florida. I think it's for WrestleMania 33, and I bump into Gene Okerlund. But dude, this was at a wrestling party, right? He was wasted.
Yeah,
dude. Even at his age, he'd party his ass off, bro. He could outdrink anybody.
He was still pretty sharp.
He
incredibly smart.
He wanted to bang Leah.
I don't blame him.
He was like, "Who's this lady?" Here he is.
Yeah, he was saying. He's also called me a sociopath too. Okay, well that's calling the kettle black.
Well, I mean, Gene, what have you been up to besides doing the tours? Besides doing that, you all right? Pull something. These chairs aren't too comfortable.
Look at how concerned he fucking got me. I can't. But look at I'm getting up to be like, all right, we gotta do something. We're gonna have to do something.
You okay?
Ribbon you.
I've got gas. I've got to go.
Oh my god! I thought I had to go get someone.
For me,
thought I was gonna have to go get someone.
He totally big league.
I would have.
Yeah, he totally made me look like shit. But then that was my job to make these guys look good.
You know, Bret the Hitman Hart's always spoiling a lot of things, isn't he? You know, he's been on the show.
Who's that?
That's Bret the Hitman Hart.
That was Bret Hart?
That was my attempt.
That's a great impersonation. Yeah, it certainly
Will you
was.
come on up there to
I almost knew who it was.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Maybe all you Americans need to learn a thing or two about respect.
Don't quit your day job.
All right. I tried, guys. I did it.
So yeah, I mean, Jim's good, and I'm how can I make Jim just look awesome and shit on me? This will be great.
Oh man, this is a great question. Who do you think goes in the Hall of Fame first in a perfect world? Jim Cornette or Vince Russo?
Cornette, but Cornette, but
yeah, Cornette. Both.
Yeah. You said in a perfect world,
on the same night.
In a perfect world, they go in the same night. That's exactly true.
Stadium is going up in flames.
I'll tell you what.
One brings out the other.
The other one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
if you want to sell out WrestleMania, you put Jim Cornette versus Vince Russo in a Hell in a Cell match.
No, in a debate, you put him in.
Sold.
No, you put him in the first.
We'll make Ted Nugent the
No,
referee.
can you imagine the middle of WrestleMania? The middle of WrestleMania. Up next is the 15-minute Vince Russo versus Jim Cornette debate. And,
my God!
And they just go back and
They have
forth.
to frisk him and everything. Make sure Cornette's not carrying.
Six to say, we're gonna need metal detectors because Cornette's bringing a shiv or a switchblade.
That would never happen. The closest
He's bringing a revolver.
The closest thing we'll ever get to that is when Bischoff sat down with Cornette at the table for three thing, because they didn't really know each other, and they were like sitting there.
Yeah, and Cornette buried Bischoff on a number of different occasions before that.
Right.
So, there's that one time where
something.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, I haven't seen it. I was wondering where it was, or like where I could find it.
Table for three.
Oh, it was on the network.
It's on the network.
It's on the network. Yeah, we're on Peacock now. But
on Peacock now.
I remember that one time where Cornette and Bischoff were like, I think it was at the power plant, and Cornette was leaving because apparently one of the personnel was about to get fired. I think it was Ole Anderson or somebody like that. And Cornette proceeds to snot rocket Eric Bischoff's car. It's the most random thing, but that Cornette ever said in an interview. Yeah, but yeah, it sounded cool.
Good rib.
Yeah, a harmless rib, if that.
Imagine if, you know what? Imagine if I just brought Chris Benoit up to everybody at WrestleFest.
Oh God!
Like I just said, fuck
Chris
this.
Benoit, what's your thoughts? You can just let him go.
Look at him staring at Leah. Look at that. That's a stare. Look at this.
I'm the
You do a great
crippler.
job with that camera.
I love him, man. He's got the type of humor we like. I love it.
So yeah, I hope I didn't sell that deal too hard.
Oh, it was great. I was looking around like, who do I call? Where's the button?
I hope I didn't sell that deal too hard. I literally fell for it.
Chris Benoit joke.
Yeah,
I mean, you could, you go like check it out, like you go to a thing, right, where there's a bunch of wrestlers, and you're just like, oh, you know, I just fucking, this was close by where I live. I thought I didn't watch wrestling in 25 years. I wanted to come see. Chris Benoit's my favorite. I hope I get to see him. You just keep, you make it like you don't even know that he's dead.
Hey man, what's up? Yeah, it's great
And
to.
you just keep asking.
Yeah, you know,
And then you
that
freak
would
out.
be
You flip the fuck out when you find out.
Everybody just looked at you.
You asked fucking Daniel. Yes, Daniel
Oh,
Benoit.
no.
Oh, dude, I love your
Dude.
dad. Where's he at?
Dude, imagine going up to every booth and being like, yeah, so like, I mean, one of the things is, so I'm doing a show on
Joe would be
YouTube.
blacklisted from everything if he did that.
I'm doing a show on YouTube. I don't know if you know this, but like, so I stopped watching wrestling in the year 2001 or whatever. And I just got like, I completely got out of it. I had a medical thing. My mother was dying of all these things. And like, I just got distracted.
I've been in a coma for 20 years.
I've been in a coma.
Yeah, we're doing a story.
Yeah.
And so I've been in a coma. That's even better. I was in a coma and I just came out. I came out of the coma about 6 months ago, and I decided recently to do this. And it's all about wrestling because all I did was watch wrestling, and then I went in the coma. And before I catch back up on everything going on, like. Anyway, but Chris Benoit's my favorite wrestler.
Chris Benoit's music that woke me up. Like they were playing my favorite song.
Doc had me in a crippler crossface, and I woke up.
Oh my God! Hey, will you sign my Chris Benoit card, please?
Oh my God!
He was my favorite, man. And then just start saying stuff like, "Man, Benoit killed me, dude. He would kill me, man, when he was out there." And just keep saying "kill."
Killed it.
Dude, you gotta say this in front of his son, especially.
Oh,
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I couldn't do that. That would.
Joe would get
They'll never work with
blacklisted
him.
from everything if he did that.
No, yeah, that would be. I couldn't do that. I mean, I mean, it would be kind of funny. Be like, it's okay. My dad died too. Like, you know, like, hey. No, I couldn't do that, man. That's. I would go to every table around him, though.
But at least he ain't like.
See, that's why I like the idea of pretending you like haven't watched in so long or whatever, because then they can't hate you, and then it makes them in that uncomfortable moment where they have to tell you, and they'd be like, "Oh, so
Who was on our show?
what happened?" And then look it up, son.
I mean, again, I'm not gonna lie. Having the name Benoit just sounds like a badass. He sounds like he should be fighting De La Hoya like this weekend.
Yeah, I'd be changed for that.
Benoit.
Yeah, no, Rock would be like Chris Benoit.
Well, now you did an impersonation of Bret Hart. You didn't actually do Bret Hart. If you do Bret Hart and let me watch, that would be interesting.
What do you think the chances of me getting
If you knew what you knew now, you'd be like, "What if I do your wife? Can you watch?"
Allegedly, Ryback apparently screwed Bret Hart back in '95. He allegedly said that on this here program.
I had sex with him. Jesse, did you hear my Ryback call from my show earlier today? Oh, shit.
Not today, no.
This whole city, we're gritty. Yo, we might eat our own shitty. Yeah, eat our own shitty. In the city of Philly, we eat shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. This whole city, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
Look up Table for 3 Jim Cornette for a 2-minute clip. Just play the audio.
Okay, look up Table for 3, 2-minute clip. All right, let's see what the audio of that is. This might be it, yeah. Justin Gregory, thank you, man, for donating again. The $8, the Ocho coming in from Justin Gregory. Thanks to everybody who's been donating tonight, especially to the 3 top dogs. They all donated the brand new $70 donation. Shell, JD Venom, and Santiago. Here's the clip.
We've
here.
always been on the opposite sides of things, and I've been trained to think that you are the devil. I don't know if Eric remembers the only time that we've actually spoken up until now.
I absolutely do not.
Super Brawl 1993, Asheville, North Carolina.
I was there.
I had made a deal with Cowboy Bill Watts to work together with WCW and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. We brought the Rock and Roll Express and the Heavenly Bodies down to do a shoot angle on TBS television, where I had cleared with Bill Watts all these horrible things I was going to say about the previous administration, thus making people believe that we were really doing something that was against the grain, so to speak. And it was edited when it was aired on television. And I still had a few little birds in WCW, and I asked, why were all those shoot comments edited out? And they fingered you and another person. So instantly you were painted as popular as Crotch Rock.
No, I wasn't.
See, that's
what I'm finding ironic.
But see, that's part
smile on my
two.
face.
That's what I was told. But then the second time that we saw each other, you didn't speak to me and I didn't speak to you because it was 2 years later when I gave Bryant Anderson, Ole Anderson's son, a job in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And I said, I want to come to Atlanta, Ole. Will you do some promos for your boy? And he said, yeah. He said, come to the power plant. I said, you want me to come there? And he said, yeah. So we're shooting interviews out in the parking lot. 30 minutes later, in comes Eric. Boom. You looked at me.
What was I driving?
You were driving a Corvette.
Black?
I believe it was.
It was a sweet car.
It was a nice car. While you were in the power plant, I picked my nose and put a booger on the windshield.
That's such a loving gesture.
These two guys definitely don't trust each other, but they're telling the story. This is very... Eric Bischoff is suspect to him, and Jim Cornette is trying to get ahead on him of all the facts he knows. It's very interesting. You tell them, look in their faces.
Well, I try.
You owe him for that.
You looked at me and you looked at Bryant and you said, Ole, I want to talk to you. You guys went inside. Then you came back out, looked at me, got in the car, took off. Then you got on the phone the next day and fired him. But since then, we've always been on a different side.
Let's clear a few things up.
Okay.
That's all right with you, Michael?
Yeah.
Give me your comeback.
Because it's not so much a comeback, but I have to say that so much of your perception of me and what I did back when you thought I did it is kind of BS. I wasn't in control back during the Bill Watts transition.
Well, you were trying to be.
No, I wasn't trying to be. You have such a misinformed perspective of what was really going on.
So Bischoff's definitely heard everything Jim said then because of this.
You weren't there. And as you say, you were relying on stooges to kind of give you the information, and your stooges were telling you things that they probably thought you wanted to hear.
Oh, Eric Bischoff is Joe Cronin. I can't believe it.
That's the nature of stooges.
But why didn't you deny it to me then when I asked you about it?
Didn't feel the need to.
Oh, my God. Eric Bischoff is Joe Cronin.
We're telling you things that they probably thought you wanted to hear. That's the nature of stooges.
But why didn't you deny it to me then when I asked you about it?
Didn't feel the need to.
Well, yeah. Oh, wow. That was very, yeah. That was uncomfortable.
Huh.
That was uncomfortable.
I like it.
Yeah, I like to see this. And by the way, stuff like this shows you how much of a different person, you know, that Jim Cornette is so sold on his character. But I swear to God to you, like if you get...
He buys into his own gimmick.
But yeah, but you know, it's not that he buys it. Yeah, he buys into it, but he also just that he lives it. He purposely lives it. But he's not afraid here to do business and to sit with Bischoff, you know, and try to be cordial with him, which is something you would think he wouldn't really do, but he does do it here. So that's interesting.
Yeah, man. I mean, granted, you can only imagine how many people that Jim Cornette most likely still hate. I mean, again, there's no forgiveness for Jim Hurd and what the hell he did. And, of course, you know, him and Jagar love Bill Watts, but everybody else hates Bill Watts. And, of course, you know, Jerry Jarrett being who he was, being a prick and causing Austin to starve and many other people to starve in Tennessee. You know, again, it's a who's who of the business, and depending on whose side you're on and whatever, honest to God, I care about, the money and the miles, and the idea that you never hold another talent down just because you feel inferior.
Yes, and I think that's what Jim was trying to. Jim kind of thought Eric Bischoff did right there, right? Like Eric, you saw me talking to Ole Anderson's kid, and you kind of like looked at us. You got in your car, and then the next day that guy was gone. So in Jim Cornette's mind, oh, Bischoff went and got this guy. Get that guy the fuck out of here. But we don't know if that really is the case or not. He might have been out of there anyway, and we don't know. And so basically, Jim called that out for years, and Bischoff never responded to it, and that made Jim think even more that the guy did it.
you know, which happens to me sometimes in this YouTube world. I don't respond to something and it just runs away. And it's like, well, why didn't you stick up for it? It's like, because I don't want to defend everything. So maybe Eric Bischoff didn't want to defend anything, but also it could be that Eric Bischoff also doesn't want to admit to anything too. So we still don't really know. They didn't necessarily butt heads on like. Now, Eric did deny it though. He did deny it, but that clearly is what. No communication led to that bubble. But even Jim, like, there's no, like, and I'm irrelevant because I'm not a wrestling person. You know, I am, but I'm not really. I'm not in the wrestling world. Jim is. So, like, when I make a new Twitter account and I haven't messaged Jim Cornette at all. Jim Cornette has no idea I have a new Twitter account. I haven't messaged him about it. And a week into my brand new Twitter account, I'm already blocked. How the fuck does that happen? You know what I mean? Like, how did Jim Cornette block me?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's the idea that, again, you know, perception meets reality based upon who your stooges are. You know what I mean?
Right.
But even with Eric Bischoff, the fact that he doesn't have to tell people, you know, his side of the story or even the truth for that matter, again, that just to each his own. But the amount of dirt that this guy has on most guys that he most likely worked with has got to be priceless. But again, he's humble enough not to put it out there unless if it's absolutely valid to do so.
Who's that?
Which is another reason.
Bischoff?
Yeah, because that's another reason why I respect him, especially when I met him down in Florida.
Yeah,
I met him down in Florida very briefly. He was very humble.
He's not a shit talker. He's not someone. In fact, he seems to be somebody. He's even somebody that I don't think I would get along with that well because he's so not into bullshit. Like he's more into like
business.
Yeah, like business, and that's about like if you were fucking around playing any kind of game. He doesn't want to play that at all. Like, and he doesn't want to do any immature stuff or get into weird whatever, which is weird because, you know, you are in the wrestling business, but, you know, Jim Cornette is in the wrestling business as a slight businessman, as all these things, but also as a character. Whereas Eric Bischoff, you know, he plays a character when he's on TV and does stuff, but the Eric Bischoff off the show is the real Eric Bischoff. Jim Cornette is different. He's a guy. He's an actor on the show. He's also a businessman, and he plays up a persona on his real show. So he's got a bunch of different dimensions to him. Eric doesn't. Eric has on-screen Eric and off-screen Eric. That's it. Jim, and I think I'm like that too. I think I've got a little bit of what Jim Cornette has. I'm real. You can really meet the Dan. You can really meet me off the air as a real person. And then you can see some of the real me on air, on person, but then you see a lot of the over-the-top crazy shit, whatever the fuck that I do, that isn't either one that I'm acting on. So I feel like that's 3 layers, whereas Bischoff has 2 layers.
Yeah, I think with Bischoff even more so in WCW, you know, being who that he was. And of course, there were a lot of decisions that he made that were unpopular. I mean, again, you know, at the time, nobody liked the fact that Austin got fired over FedEx or X-Pac got fired over FedEx. But again, based upon how that system was operated, where you were off for a number of days and the amount of money that we're paying you doesn't justify the contract in which that we've basically given you, so we're going to exercise the agreement to fire you, basically. Again, Austin was poorly booked and mismanaged. X-Pac was on his way out because he didn't like how Eric was treating, you know, certain talent over other talent. And when he made that shoot promo when he joined DX was still legendary. And the fact that, you know, he, you know, got injured, you know, in WWE going to WCW and then vice versa coming back, it just made everything make sense based upon how the talent were getting themselves over in the promo in a scripted segment.
Right.
So it made it that much more organic. But again, I look at Bischoff more or less as, again, just an astute business guy who's very, very intelligent, very smart. You don't have to necessarily like everything that comes out of his mouth. Just the same thing with Jim Cornette. But no doubt you have to have respect for a guy who's probably made more money in the wrestling business, just as much as, well, under Vince, because he hasn't made as much as Vince, but a good amount, and for a few years had a very good product.
Yeah, it was one of the only people that challenged Vince ever.
Yeah, but he also lost a shitload of money.
Of
and
course,
he wasn't even qualified for the job.
But remember, that
Vince
was
McMahon lost what, $6 to $10 million in 1 year. But I mean, Dusty Rhodes,
Is that money
Vince
that he
Russo,
lost,
Jim
or is that
Cornette.
money that he didn't make
Well,
from the
the
previous
thing
year?
is, Eric
No,
Eric had
Paul,
one plan.
Go back to the mid. It was in
95,
93 or 94, 95, whatever. Every wrestling company lost money. You tell me a good wrestling booker or businessman that you think is the best, and I guarantee you we can find that. Obviously, not everything that everybody does is going to be great or succeed. Jim Cornette, he had what? OVW, Smoky Mountain, that went under. So he's had failures on his record too.
Right.
The one thing that I think we're not looking at is you don't get into that business unless you have a huge personality. And what do huge personalities do when they clash? When they get together, they clash. They're two alphas hitting against each other, and that's what the Russo and the Cornette, or the Eric Bischoff and the Cornette, or anybody versus Cornette, because Cornette, like it was said earlier, he lives his gimmick. Go back and listen to, I think it was the Bruce Pritchard episode. This was a guy that on his honeymoon, or not his honeymoon, but his bachelor party, was watching wrestling tapes and telling Pritchard how good these things. That's how addicted to this guy is to wrestling. Okay. So Cornette, he's obsessed with what it was in 1985, and he never left it behind. I agree with a lot of what he has to say when it comes to wrestling, but I'm not strictly a Russo or a Bischoff or a Cornette. I can see their value for what they've all done. And the sum of their parts is what made wrestling great in the 90s. That's what made the Monday Night Wars so good. But all of them want the credit. That's why they clash.
And the thing about it is they're all so good in different ways, and it's too bad that everybody can't sit around and say, like, this guy was great for this reason, he was great for that reason. And we all hate each other for legitimate reasons because we did shit that pissed each other off, but in the end, we all brought brought value to this, but will they ever say that? I don't know, but that's the real truth, though, is that they all brought value at some point. Vince Russo, was a short run. Even Eric Bischoff, by the way, 649 votes. Damn, Raw sucks. He up 45%. Eric Bischoff had one plan. He came in, he executed that one plan. And after that one plan, it sort of like fizzled out. That's why Vince has to get so much credit. Because Vince McMahon is like, even when they almost took the water coolers, Vince McMahon still said, I got something, and came up with the attitude thing, and we're going to do this now. And he made a decision that worked. So it's like
well, that's the thing. He was the filter between Vince Russo and the talent.
Right.
If you
and
think
everybody.
about it.
That's why it worked so well, man. The filtering of them was so good. That's why it's like their chemistry is what it is. It's the chemistry of Vince and Cornette and Jim Ross and everybody that was Bruce Pritchard at that time. All those guys' chemistry was fire, apparently. And Vince Russo by himself, it fucking goes retarded. Vince McMahon by himself isn't the greatest. But with these other guys, Jim Cornette first dropped off. Then eventually Vince Russo dropped off, Ed Ferreira, and then it was just Bruce, Vince, and a couple, like it changed, and then it still was good, right? It still was good, but around WrestleMania 2000, they started relying on the wrestling a little bit more, and that's because they lost Vince Russo, who by himself was a 4 out of 10 or something, but with Vince McMahon was a goddamn 8 or 9 out of 10, maybe. I don't know. It's
well, again, that's also because Brian Gewirtz at the time, after the transition after Russo, really was providing a lot of great content. I mean, look back at Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle, as a comedy.
Yes.
Look back at the Dudley Boys, really, taking what they had from ECW and kind of elevating it into a more profitable, let alone more refined, table, ladders, and chairs, or just tables matches in general, and just becoming that much bigger of a household name. Benoit and Jericho, their matches, which by the way, I just recently rewatched Jericho and Benoit at Royal Rumble 2001 for the IC title in a ladder match.
Oh,
Dude, there are certain spots where even today I'm thinking, guys, we don't need to be doing this anymore. Like the fact that Benoit did like a suicide dive and Jericho clipped the chair.
That's probably why he killed everybody. I mean, like, you know.
Just that one chair shot, and
fucking...
you can't teach that. And then of course you had the Jericho ladder spot where you put the walls of Jericho on top of the ladder.
Right.
And I remember looking at Chris going, holy God, he's so committed. And this is another reason why I was a huge fan of Benoit at the time. Just the way he was able to sell it. And again, everything on that in that match was just flawless. Besides the fact that Benoit got his head knocked the hell off his shoulders with that chair shot.
Before I go over to the video so Jesse can see this, Sith Negan said, Jim Cornette's top 5 shit list is Vince Russo, Jim Herd, Kevin Dunn, Ed Ferrer, and Mark Madden. Probably is got to be the list. That's got to be it right there. And then we could add on to that. And we could go into that at some point about all the things and reasons. Jesse, are you still here? Jesse?
I know he's live. It's just there he is.
No,
take a look at this, Jesse. Since you didn't see it earlier, Ryback called my show, Jesse. Did you miss it?
Oh yeah. I've been busy. I didn't see anything today.
Oh, okay. Take a look at this. Ryback actually called. There's a new segment on my show because we're gonna try to help him heal. Look at this. Counseling sessions with Rye Snatch. I think we really made some progress, and we'll continue these counseling sessions as long as we can, unbeknownst to him, because I think it benefits him. I think he needs this. And so just nobody tell him about this.
Hey, Joe, what's going on? It's me, Ryback. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have this therapy to get these things off my chest and send you messages. If you can hit me back as soon as possible, that'd be great. I'm having cravings again. It's really bad this time. I've been thinking all day long about just taking Undertaker's ass, having his ass, having my way with his ass, and while I'm penetrating Mark Calloway, I'm eating chicken nuggets on my channel live in front of a bunch of people and the whole chat room.
Whoa. Party! My bad, interruption. I didn't turn the donos off. Roscoe the Alien.
Be sure to tell me who wins the ratings, as they do every damn week, Joe.
Roscoe the Alien. You mean WWE? WWE wins the ratings. Oh, except for in NXT. I think NXT is going to... Didn't they lose to Rampage? Roscoe, thank you, man. I'll take a look at the ratings. But usually WWE has the higher ratings. But WWE's ratings are dropping all the time. So that's the problem. WWE's ratings are coming down. AEW's ratings are kind of like staying about the same. You know, so that's the issue. But we'll get back to that in a minute. Here's the rest of Ryback call. Thank you, Roscoe. Sorry that I didn't have the donos pause. Could have given that more attention. But we're almost through the Ryback call here. Roscoe, I'll get to that one second. It's a good point, though.
I'm saying Joe Cronin, and that's making me angry because I'm trying to take Undertaker's ass, and I can't come. And your name is coming up, and I'm getting really angry. And I thought about earlier I would go to the supermarket and rape people, but I'm not going to do that. So so I'm just telling you that I'm calmed down a bit. I'm pretty calm right now, and I have my hand in my pocket, and I gotta go. I gotta get out. I gotta take a dump. I'll call back later if I get cravings again. But I just called you to tell you I avoided continuing these thoughts about taking the Undertaker's ass, about taking him, taking it, and I won't finish it. I'll see you later, man. I'm really upset about the Rumble, that they didn't call me to be in the Royal Rumble, and then everybody just messaging me saying like, hey, we thought you'd be in the Rumble. That just made it worse. So I'm seriously, I'm almost thinking about paying that little turtleneck loser that the WWE hired for a little while that won the ladder match with Carmella, whatever his name is. I don't know, Steve or
James Ellsworth,
Turtle Boy or little mini dyke face or whatever he was. James Ellsworth is what it was. Yeah, I've been thinking about paying him $500 to come down here to Vegas, and I just like stretch him out. I stretch him out, and rip his friggin' head off. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll message you again later, man. Thanks. Please don't share this out anywhere, okay? All right, thanks, man. Later.
Wow.
Gurgle.
Okay. Wow. I there you go. He called. Sorry. I wanted a reason to
Gurgle the grundle.
I needed a reason to play that tonight, and Jesse's the reason. So you got to hear it. I think he needs therapy. You know, maybe you could give him some help too with your mirror reflecting.
And I like how your patient client privileges.
Yeah, right out the window. Right out the window.
Well, Joe's not a licensed therapist, so that doesn't apply.
Right, exactly. And unbeknownst to him, he didn't read the fine print.
It applies even more.
Yeah, he didn't read the fine print. I'm not liable for anything.
It's like I commented on that video, Joe. That was Joseph Cronin. He has his hair combed and no hat. This is Joe Cronin.
No, he kind of looks
two different people.
Looks exactly like I do right now. I'm very slicked up. You know, I'm a nice person in real life. Yeah, I'm a very nice person in real life. You wouldn't know the difference.
Easy, Joe.
But except for when I slide roofies into other men's drinks, then that's my business.
Slide me one then.
Dude, Bobby Lashley's jacket. Bobby Lashley should be raped for wearing whatever that is that he wore on Raw tonight. A fucking flower.
I think Lesnar called it a $5 suit.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely not a $5 suit, but it's definitely a fairy tale suit. Let me tell you that.
Balas.
I like it though.
Rollins wearing.
Yeah, it's like we sit here and make fun of Bobby Lashley. Like, have we seen what Rollins is wearing? Looks like a fucking goddamn maniac.
A metalhead from Idaho.
It looks like.
Yeah, he looks like a metalhead from Idaho who fucking wants to be Elton John. Go ahead, Garguts.
Oh, it says it looks like Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are all on Laundry Day. They're just putting together bullshit.
No, you know what it is these fucking people. It looks like Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins watched the thrift shop video too many times, and they were like, "Yo, we want to go do that." Like that's what we do. Every town they stop in, and they fucking go to the thrift shops and they just buy this crazy shit. Or what they do.
That drip.
I'm actually thinking that they.
Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch share a closet.
They could hang themselves in a closet. That's true. Listen, we got to get out of here, man. I'm out of here. Jesse, thanks for coming. Garguts, Dan Kennedy, Texhausen, and Testosterone, bringing the testosterone to the show tonight. Somebody thought you were so testosterone-ish. People thought you were a mod tonight. You were pissing people off. You're so testosterone. All right.
I'm gonna bring ratings.
You bring the ratings. Or something happens. I don't know.
I'll be up in Massachusetts tomorrow, Joe.
Oh, SITH NEGAN has provided the list for the Jim Cornette shit list. Because he actually did this on the what's the name of this guy's show? I forget. This guy's legendary. I forget his name though.
Oh, the You Shoot interviews?
You Shoot. Yeah, that guy. What's that guy's name though? I don't know. Anyway, he does a great job. He's always so great. Thank you, Sith, for that. Great link from SITH NEGAN there. Check it out. If you guys want to, check out my Patreon, please. Give it a like. Give it a love. Kisses. Good night, boys. Thank you for being here. Good night, you crazy fucks. Talked to Tommy NC last night. Says hi to everybody. He might come on the show coming up soon, maybe. He did say hi to everybody. He's going through a rough time, look like. He's all right, / going through a rough time. It's nice to talk to him the other night. He was very cool, man. He was apologizing about a lot of things. I was apologizing about things. And we had a good little talk. So it was very nice of him to reach out to me and to come in the chats for the last couple of months and say hi out of nowhere. And he's realized some things, I think, and that's pretty cool. So nice of him. He says hi.
I'm coming for you.
All right, Leah, relax. Random that he would hit me up out of nowhere like that, but it was cool to see him, man. That's really about it, man. I think we got it all. Thank you to Santiago, Shell, and to JD Venom, who were the $70, the brand new $70 donation, new donators. 3 of you guys did it. You tied for $70. Thank you for that support. Thanks to everybody who helps me out with everything you guys do. Roscoe the Alien for the $5. Justin, Gregory, Lex Luger, Bradley S., Antoine Richardson, everybody that was helping out tonight, DWELSH, Diverse, Randy Viper, JD Venom, Shell, Santiago sends his regards. It's a great name. Justin Gregory, Alex Oli, and thanks to For Some Reason last night who donated $22. I hope everybody has a great night, great day tomorrow. We'll be a little bit busy in the morning. Yeah, Sith, he is a little bit out of control. I was actually talking to him about that. I recommended. Well, I won't tell you. I won't say what I was talking to him, but I was talking to him about some of that. He needs some. He needs a lot of. He needs quite a few things. I mean, I need a lot of things. Like, I mean, mentally, but he needs some. He told me something the other night that was wild, and I told him, I was like, if you said that on a show, like, it would be the most funniest goddamn thing ever. But I don't know if he'll ever tell anybody. But if he does, you guys will die. Like, it's actually really sad, but then there's a funny part to it. But I don't know if he ever wants to say anything about it. But whatever. If he does, he does, and it's very sad, but also funny. But I know what he's dealing with, so I get it. Hopefully he'll start losing weight and stuff, and because yeah, he really is, getting pretty big. And I know that I've been like that recently. I lost all that weight and I gained some of it back. I didn't gain all of it back. I went from 230 to 220 to 205, and now I'm at 212 again. So, but you know what I mean? I can't help it. Sometimes I just, like, when I get upset, I don't drink anymore. I don't get drunk and feel bad. Instead, I just start eating. So I understand his deal. I eat chocolate like crazy. I just start eating chocolate, and I think about, like, this, maybe this will kill me or something. Chocolate will give me a heart attack. So, like, I could see it. Joe, you close to Maynard, Massachusetts? Yeah, a little bit. Maynard's not that far. I used to deliver auto parts in Maynard when I worked in Quincy. They would sometimes put me out in Maynard once in a blue moon. But we almost moved to Maynard. We almost moved to Maynard, Mass. So, Maynard is, let me see. I think it's like 30 minutes away. Yeah, okay, so yeah, technically Maynard is the same. It's the same distance as when I used to live in Quincy. When I lived in Quincy, it was like 38, 45 minutes. And yeah, now it's about 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, Sith. I don't want to say anything because it was a private conversation, but he just, I hope he can get some help, so he can, because he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it, and I think we all do. We all probably do. Nobody wants to do it though. Nobody wants to go through, having to get counseling and stuff like that. You got a troll if you want to put it in jail there. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Quarters up his ass. Depression causes eating disorders. Yeah, I think it's like eating chocolate for me. I just eat the fuck out of chocolate and cake and shit. I just look for anything like the worst shit to eat. I know, man. And Big G, normally that's me. Normally, like, I love cranberry, water, lemon juice, cardio, salmon, and tuna fish. For me, salmon, it's been too much. Salmon has been too much money to buy it. I used to, it's funny. It's almost like I'm into a different part of my life. When I didn't have a lot of money and we used to do this show in 2014, 15, and 13, I never ate salmon. I never had salmon. I just made hamburgers and shit. Like, I didn't eat right at all. I didn't care. And then when I was lucky enough to do well with the show, and when we moved into this house, even the year before we moved into this house, we had done so well with the show that I would buy salmon, because salmon was $12. For $12, me and Leah would split the salmon, and the kids didn't really want to eat it, and so that it was just for me and Leah. And, you make the kids whatever they want, which wasn't too much, and the salmon was $12, for me and Leah to eat it. Then it became about $13, $14. Now it's $17. Salmon is fucking $17, and my favorite thing ever was to grill salmon, or even if you had to oven it. But I love grilling salmon. I loved it. I almost did it In fact, you guys would see it on my Instagram, or I would post it on Twitter all the time. Salmon, lemon, and salmon, and tuna, and green beans, or broccoli, and whatever, and asparagus with it. Those are my favorite things ever. I haven't had salmon in much. I think I've had salmon twice since the pandemic started. Maybe more than that a little bit. Maybe 4 times since the pandemic started. But I used to have salmon once a week. But yeah, it's depending on how you are in life. You're definitely, you know the deal, man. When you're feeling good, you eat better, you do better, you're doing well. When you're doing bad, it's sort of, yeah, I'm going to end the show. All right. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much, man, to Shell, JD Venom, Santiago. I appreciate it. You know, I think it's been really rough. I tweeted out, like, I miss Jake. I'm the kind of person that ignores problems or that ignores things. I try to ignore them and ignore problems. And getting a message from Jake the other day, I always get messages from him, but his message the other day was particularly heartbreaking to me. And people keep asking about him. He's not doing so well. And when he told me what he told me the other day, which, is nothing crazy, but when he was describing what he was going through, I was like, oh, that's awful. This sucks. And I was thinking about that. But I went on with my day having to try to figure out whatever I was going to do. And there was some people upset at me, messaging me. They were going to leave this, that, and do these. And I was dealing with all this side stuff with people upset or questioning something, and asking about Jake and asking about what we're going to do, and just my kids' school had something going on. And I think I took a look at his message, man, and I was like, wow, I really thought about his message. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, when it rains, it pours, Negan, no doubt. Sith, I hope you're doing all right, man, with your pain, and I'm sure you're having problems too. But, yeah, man, like I said, when I first had problems, when I was losing all my friends and co-hosts in 2015, JB and Jake really, like they reached out to me, man. I felt like I felt lost. Like, I don't know, I guess I don't know what I'm going to do. And JB and Jake really showed up, like almost like goddamn angels showed up. And Jesse too, but Jake and JB at that time showed up like goddamn angels, and they were like, yo, we're going to help you with those shows that you got. We'll take over. And they really did. And I have not spoken to Jake. I've spoken to Jake a lot since 2015. Because people keep asking about Jake, and I kind of just throw it out there real quick, but I'll tell you, I've spoken to Jake since 2015, probably every other day. And certainly we've done shows together, obviously, twice a week since 2015. And for sure, that emptiness is being felt for the first time. Like the loneliness of not speaking to Jake and not seeing him all the time, other than getting updates from him that are just kind of depressing, which he wouldn't share with me because he doesn't want to share bad stuff with me, but I'm like, you need to. Like, I need to know what's going on all the time with you. Like, if you want to, if you can tell me. So I just know that I don't know, man. And I think that Jake is the only person that
felt like would never do any, like was always good to me and always was a friend to me. He never, talk shit about me to people or to other people somewhere. He never left to talk shit somewhere or do something weird. He never even went to go, I'm going to do my own thing somewhere. He never did any of that stuff. He was always just here to help me. And then was always friends to me and was always my friend. I've never, he is the best friend that I've had in this, And it just sucks because I don't get to talk to him that much anymore, And we can't even talk about anything or wrestling. And I can't do too much, I don't know what to do. And hear about him losing weight like he has. And then he's got to deal with the family issues. It just sucks. And I don't know what to do. And I think it's just hitting me now that it's, because it's always a delay with me, with missing somebody or realizing, whatever. And it's just hitting me now, So anyway, I'm just babbling on like an idiot, getting all sappy. So sorry for that, but I know you don't. It's it's whatever I can do to say the real. This is what's going on, I talked to Jake yesterday. You know what I mean? And it's just sad. It's sort of just like sad news, It's not the end of the world, but it's like bad. It's just not good news. You know what it is? I don't like seeing my friend going through this. That's the other thing. Like, I don't think I've had to see somebody I care about go through stuff in a long time. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who has done it. But yeah. None of us, know compared to Jake's health, no doubt. I mean, Jesse and Jake, but Jake is really, this is unprecedented stuff, man. I just hope he starts getting a little better and a little better and a little better and everything gets solved a little bit here soon. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, like Shell and all you guys, Garguts and Shell and Tex and everybody, and Jesse and everybody have really been cool to kind of like, I feel like I'm falling and some people are just, like I fall and people are just, strapping on the parachute to me. I am not able to do it myself. But yeah, nobody's going through, I don't give a shit about what I feel like. I'm worried about Jake. I don't care about what I feel like or whatever. I'm just worried. I just worried about him. But that's about it, man. That's my little rant about missing Jake. One of the realest people that I've ever met, I think. And even when there was 2 times, there's been at least 2 times where one time where I misunderstood something that Jake did. One time. I misunderstood something Jake did once. And then there was another time where we had like a little bit of an issue. And it wasn't really much of anything actually at all. And it was easily figured out. And it was my fault. And Jake just almost right away was like, no, I understand what happened. It's okay. And then I was like, yeah, what was I don't know why I did that, why I thought that. And, he's just the best. You have to be the best to deal with me, man. You got to be the best to deal with me, too. Because I'm out of my goddamn mind. Usually I'm just too stupid and don't know it. Most of the time I do stupid shit. I don't really realize it. You know what I mean? I don't realize what's going on. But Jake knows that, and it takes a special fucker. Like, even Leah, like my wife, has to put up with my ass. So, that's it. I babbled on enough.
Thank you guys for being here and hanging out. I had fun. I hope you did too. Man, I really brought this shit down at the end here, didn't I? Like, holy fuck, I took this show and I sent the plane into a nosedive like Hulk Hogan. My bad. I mean, it's good to talk about it, but it's bad to end the show like that. My bad. Can we find a clip of something funny or something? I don't know. Hold on. I love you, Jake. If you're listening, talk to you on Facebook.
People like sheep move feet, heard it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
The hard set or
looking for somebody who can save him. Instead of searching inside.
Yeah, I want you to come. Make the biggest coming orgasm you ever heard in your life. Do it.
Oh, yeah, Joe.
High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot.
Go watch Fightful and be fucking bored to tears. I hate your fucking guts. I'll kick your ass, motherfucker.
I play games where you get fucked to death.
My wife has real tits. You fucking fag.
Say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, heard it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him. Instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, heard it easy.
Here you go, Shell.
Stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Blood Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. Oh! Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
What a match! Oh, Pillman, he ducked out of it, a super kick! Come up. What a match! Oh, Pillman, he ducked out of it, a super kick! Come up. Waist lock here. Good.
On a roll block. Teddy counters!
Three! He got him! He got him!
Grit and determination can make you the first ever junior heavyweight champion. It also makes you a target.
Oh my God!
He held up the junior heavyweight championship that belongs to me and told all those people he was the best.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He's been angry at Teddy Goods for a long time.
And then I walked in the ring and I hit him in the back of the head with death by elbow.
Teddy Goods
That's disgusting.
Who's the best now, Teddy?
Now Teddy Goods must face a jealous familiar foe.
No.
Wait a second.
Teddy, come on.
Come on, guys.
That's what he wants, Teddy.
Somebody's gonna stop this. Seriously. JT Dunn thinks it's funny.
Now, at New England All-Star Wrestling's All-Star Anniversary 2021, larger than life, Friday, June 11th, in Kingston, Massachusetts, JT Dunn meets Teddy Goods. Tickets available now. For that. Do you guys remember the night we played Jeopardy on the show? I just found this and I forgot all about this. I know that I got to get out of here, but do you guys remember this? We played Jeopardy on the show. Do you remember this? Davicius, 6,000 points. Looks like he was winning. Luis Antonio Alejandro, Chris J, O'Donnell, Joe Bishop, Casey's Raw, and Shell. Look at that. Look at the scores. I forgot all about this. Holy shit. When did we do this? Wow.